Smoky Mountain. Good morning, riding down. Heading to Lorton, Virginia. Because I did some fuel. Yeah, will do.
Excuse me, you just said we were going to burn.
Gotta go get some fuel.
And now you want to have tea? And so at least Sunny Houston is maintaining that position. Sarah Haynes pushing back on her colleagues there at the View who were saying this is outrageous. Anna Navarro, of course, you're going to send Abuela and Abuelo back up.
Abuela, oh yeah.
The concentration camps, and you're going to deport all of these Abuelos. Sarah Haynes, that's what you're saying.
Well, I think that weaponizing of immigrants or leading immigrants to criminals was feeding off people's fears because statistics would support that.
I'm sure that you and Darren look at each other and say, there's a lot of issues that need to be dealt with here. And as I said, as when I try to talk about the border, there are other security issues and also national security issues. I truly just want to fix this.
Well, an area where I want you to still avoid until I give you the all clear. The Key Bridge in Georgetown is closed each direction for emergency road work. They were scheduled. But I'm still looking at the codes of the closures here. So if you're on M Street or Canal Road, you are first onto the Whitehurst Freeway. And if you're coming out of Roslyn, you're thinking, oh, I'm getting on the Key Bridge, forcing you onto the Whitehurst Freeway. Across the bridge. County connector, the crash westbound George Avenue was along the right side, just causing a brief delay through there. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WFAN Storewatch 7 forecast.
And I'll add to that, don't get distracted by that moon on the horizon in the west. It's gorgeous, it's giant, it's glowing, it's living. That moon is as big as a slice of New York pizza. It's as big as a Kim Kardashian moon. That's why, if you know what, we're going to call it a Kim Kardashian moon. Mostly sunny skies today with highs up around mid-50s. Tonight, increasing clouds overnight, low 42 degrees. Tomorrow will be cloudy with some rain here and there. A high around 54 degrees. And then Friday, those showers linger. Then clearing with highs in the mid-50s. Definitely an autumn leaf here in mid-November. Right now, it is 40 degrees, 517. Making sense of the New York City. Paramount Pest Control Studios. Julie Dunlap, we've got a pattern of behavior developing here with the appointments to the new Trump cabinet. For the most part, names are sort of leaked, and then 24 hours, an official statement comes out from Donald Trump that says, yes, I've nominated this person. Yesterday, Christy Noe, as Secretary of Homeland Security, was confirmed by Donald Trump a day after it had been floated. Elise Stefanik, ditto. Ambassador to the United Nations, Stephen Miller, ditto. Deputy Chief of Staff. These have all now, and Mike Waltz as National Security Advisor. Congressman Mike Waltz, friend of this program. A lot of friends of this program, by the way, which is very fun to see. So here's what's weird to me, and we'll get to Pete Hegseth in a moment, because there's two outliers. The first is Pete Hegseth, Army veteran of 20 years, combat veteran of Iraq and Afghanistan, as well as a stint in Gitmo. And yes, most recently in the last several years, he has been a professional broadcaster on Fox News, but he's focused on military and veterans issues. And he's been able to transcend that and do some, morning show. I would hate that hosting a morning show would, preclude you from being experienced, and your entire life behind you has been thrown out the window.
Barry, just tell us what you're hoping.
Yeah, exactly. God, I got a couple of
You're going to be the press
things.
secretary? You're going to be the press
He's
secretary?
not qualified. He's a morning show host. Please. Morning show hosts are qualified for any damn job, okay? No, but seriously, imagine, Julie, you've been doing this for 3 years now at anniversary. And imagine you have 20 years of experience in Washington, D.C., working with various organizations, politicians on Capitol Hill. But if you got appointed to something in this White House, and you better tell me if you are, imagine them saying, well, Julie Gunlock's just a morning radio host. It's ridiculous, throwing out the 20 years of experience you had before you came here.
Which is why you got the job.
That's right, of course it is. And so the two outliers so far of this pattern of behavior of the leak, and then 24 hours later we get the official announcement, is Pete Hegseth. His name was not leaked. And the other outlier is the opposite. The name was leaked 2.5 days ago. Senator Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, and we still have no confirmation. And I find it very strange, and frankly, I still hold out hope that Rick Grinnell, Ambassador Rick Grinnell gets that job. I think he would be fantastic. And, everyone's saying Trump's picking, loyal. There's no one more loyal than Rick Grinnell.
No one.
And Trump nominating Rick Grinnell for Secretary of State means that he doesn't have to look, over his shoulder ever. And again, I don't know Secretary Rubio. Senator Rubio. I do know Ambassador Grinnell. I just don't think that the loyalty factor is necessarily as strong with Rubio as it has been demonstrated with Rick Grinnell.
I 100% agree with you, and I will also say Rick Grinnell, what he did in Germany, what he did as ambassador to Germany, was astonishing. I mean, he
changed the game in Europe.
Absolutely. And he was a strong advocate for the United States when it came to Russia, which is going to, obviously be a big issue in this administration. So I'm also sad that so far we haven't heard anything from Kash Patel. Talk about loyalty.
Yeah. I'm guessing Kash Patel gets Director of National Intelligence, DNI. I could be wrong, but that's my hunch. Or he'll be Deputy National Security Advisor. Grinnell could also fill either of those slots. In fact, Grinnell was the acting Director of National Intelligence before John Ratcliffe became the Director. Ratcliffe now, of course, is the CIA Director. There's a lot of positions still. And they could also, listen, and here's the other thing, because if there's any, first of all, Grinnell can get confirmed with flying colors in the Senate. I mean, you'll have Democrats voting for him as well, because he'd be a historic nomination. Sure. Maybe they're concerned Patel can get confirmed. I don't know. But, there's a lot of czar positions that can be filled. And Kash could be, the czar, the intelligence community czar, and just basically clean up all of it.
Right, which is why people are excited about this position for a moment, because, he's going to be in the White House as opposed to over at DHS doing his own thing. This is directly working with the president, and that's more powerful than being
I could make the argument that both of those people, Grinnell and Patel, could be czars of a certain type working in the White House. Because here's the thing, when you're Director of CIA, part of your job has to be to run the CIA. That's a full-time job. You put somebody in a position to say, okay, I don't want you to run the CIA, I want you to fix the CIA. And you will work with the director, but you will answer directly to me, and you will go in, and your only job is to fix the problems that the CIA and the FBI and military intelligence over. That could be a very good and powerful position. You can do the same thing in state. I don't know. But those are two names that we're still waiting to fill. But we got to talk about Hextall. We got to talk about Pete Hegseth and what kind of Secretary of Defense he would be, and how this is a surprising decision, controversial decision, and whether he will be an effective Secretary of Defense, and whether he can get confirmed as well. We've got all of those questions about Pete Hegseth, morning show host. And we'll get all to it coming up in a moment. First up is 523. There's an article on Business Insider featured a woman who started saving for retirement in her early 30s, right? So that's like kind of long time to save for retirement, and the goal was leaving the workforce as a millionaire. So she took a plan to a financial advisor and got his thoughts, and he said, well, you made 4 mistakes. Number 1, not enough contributions. Number 2, no tax diversification. Number 3, no income strategy. And number 4, not enough income streams. Don't get that advice too late, all right, because these mistakes are common. Abe Abish often meets with people who've worked hard to grow their nest egg during their earning years, but then when they get to retirement, they have no idea how to add protection, create tax efficiency, generate income streams that they're going to need for the next phase of their financial life. At Abish Financial, they want to empower you with knowledge through a plan customized to your goals. Call Abish Financial for your complimentary retirement income plan and report. 571-570-3559, 571-570-3559, or theretirementkey.com. Investment advisory services offered through Abish Financial Wealth Management LLC, a registered investment advisor firm. Insurance services offered through Abish Financial Services, a licensed to Virginia versus compensated to Phoenix, Arizona.
Honor, respect, trust your home to Valor this winter. Founded by Vietnam veteran Al Kincaid, Valor's core principles of honor, respect, and trust guide everything they do. Hey, it's fancy. Sure, a lot of companies can replace your roof, but you know why I love Valor so much? Through their partnership with Operation Raise the Roof, Valor keeps our veterans and Gold Star families in need covered with roof donations in the DMV. In fact, over the next few weeks, Valor is putting new roofs completely free over 2 local American hero families. Gold Star mother Miss Jolie Good, in recognition of her son Keon's ultimate sacrifice, and Korean War veteran hero trust. Call now. Tell them Vince sent you. 833-83-VALOR or visit valorhome.com.
Supporting our veterans.
5:25 now. WMAL traffic and weather every 10 minutes. First on the 5s. Here's Jamie Whitten in the Deep City Traffic Center. All right, I have promising news here in and out of Georgetown. I'm finally seeing the first of the vehicles coming across the Key Bridge. We had emergency road work overnight and it was closed for hours. But here we go, coming out of Roslyn now. You're able to get across the bridge and we're picking up the cones for those of you that are still forced on the driver's short lane coming off of Canal Road. And the streets being taken here as they try to wrap this up. Elsewhere, this is really like 66th running from the west, Ryan, all the way to Maryland and Virginia. From Carolina Store earlier, talking on the hailstorm likes the forecast.
This season, neighborhoods starting off around one freezing one. We're going to be seeing cold leveling and highs in the diesel and the hot bridge really winds than yesterday. We will start to see some high clouds rolling in. Late this afternoon, we see making west to east as our next weather vapor approaches. We will see clouds including overnight hours. And it'll be cloudy tomorrow. Rain early morning and after lunchtime. Rain continuing here Thursday afternoon and Thursday night. We'll see about a half inch to a inch of fresh rain. That's the base meteorologist. Thanks, Ellie. Right now, it's a chilly 35 degrees. I think it's 5 degrees. If you're experiencing low energy brain vulnerability, your body might need a detox. Active recovery reported is the easiest to help your liver detox your body from your mom without major changes to your diet or lifestyle. Active Liver is available in stores at CVS, Club, and Amazon.
It's Henry. I know that some of today's market is tough. I also know that 49% of homes don't sell with their first agent. My friend is Debbie Sarah Burns, our team of Keller Williams. They specialize in selling homes that didn't sell the first time. Their clients Will and Jennifer have their home market for over a year. Two different agents handle those showings. Debbie and Sarah got their home sold fast and for top dollar. The big reason for their success is their list of over 16,700 pre-screened qualified buyers. This gives you more money and less time with less hassle. If your home doesn't sell, Debbie and Sarah will work with you guys. That's their guarantee. To guarantee your home will sell, call Reynolds and Power Home Team now. 844-344-SOLD. That's 844-344-SOLD or visit DebbieHasTheBuyers.com. That's DebbieHasTheBuyers.com. For more than 35 years, Fisher Houses have been there for military and veteran families, saving more than $610 million. The foundation is on the road to building 100 Fisher Houses across the country and overseas. Learn more at FisherHouse.org.
Fisher House Foundation works with you.
Your loved one's been wounded, you will be there to support them.
We've spent every dime we have.
We look at what the military can provide, and we look at what a family's needs are, and then we try to fill in the gap.
Fisher House supports those who support our wounded heroes.
We want these people to know that we consider them to be special.
Join Sheila Scholl's Renters Warehouse in supporting our local soldiers and their families. Visit WMAL.com/Fisher House. It's Larry for Sheila Scholl's Renters Warehouse, a sponsor of WMAL's Operation Fisher House campaign. Sheila, a military mom herself, and her team are proud to be trusted military partners when it comes to helping military families who need to transition away from home by specializing in helping owners rent and manage their home for top dollar quickly. If you own a home or investment property, find out how much it will rent for. Call 571-517-1525 or visit rwdcnova.com. This is Philip Lee off in Woodbridge, Washington. Cumulus Media Station.
Making sense of news.
News now.
WMAL News at 5:30. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. In the midst of a busy week for President-elect Trump, an important meeting in D.C. today.
The first week of the House Republicans before heading back to the White House. They're meeting with President Biden on 11/11. So Biden is expected to lobby Trump on a number of domestic and foreign policies, including his commitment to Ukraine and a ceasefire in Gaza. But the Biden administration says his top message will be ensuring his commitment to a peaceful transfer of power. The Trump team is working on filling out his own upcoming administration. President-elect has nominated Pete Hegseth to serve as his Secretary of Defense.
The Secretary of State says North Korea will face consequences Officials had a news time to tell us might go to court for a status hearing today on that bribery charge. Now futures down 51 points this hour, NASDAQ futures down 30. Sports and Cavs reunite with a member of their 2018 Stanley Cup team. They trade a pair of tactics to the Penguins for center Lars Eller. College hoops, George Washington remains undefeated. It beats the North Carolina A&T. Katie falls to Ryder. Up next, traffic and weather on WMAL. Tis the season for family and friends at drag, blood, germs, and allergens across your beautiful Rental apartments. Does it your family deserve a healthy home for the holidays? A festively hygienic refresh you need Hot-Need. Make your office warm, healthy, and clean for the holidays with Hot-Need carpet cleaning. The Hot-Need difference is traditional methods coupled with modern technology for a deep-down pureness that can't be matched. With Hot-Need's expert repair and restoration, your treasured rugs are revitalized to almost new condition, no matter the size, age, or value. Save even more money without compromising quality on rugs that qualify with Hot-Need's express service. The same amazing cleaning for less. Call today and take advantage of 10% off all in-plant rug cleaning just in time for your holiday gathering. To make your season bright, visit joeHotNeed.com today.
Stand on it. We stand behind it. At the Roselle Center for Healing, we care about your health and want to help you take your health in a new direction, far from drugs and surgery. Knowledge is the key to optimal wellness and control of your health. We offer free health education on chronic health conditions and natural integrative medicine treatments. Register for free.
My team of doctors practice 21st century integrated medicine. Whether you suffer from chronic pain or fatigue, allergies or headaches,
Let's go to Lorton,
take charge of
Virginia.
your health before it's too late. Make an appointment today. Call 703 698 117.
Ready?
Result Care. ResultCare.com.
Chris Bland here. Want to get more out of
That's that place I was talking about, wasn't it?
Yeah. Savings plan.
Line 7, I believe.
Financial security, and here's how. A 30
That's been there since May.
instant match credited to your rollover or initial deposit, and the 8 equals 2% guaranteed minimum annual compounded rate of return on your account balance for 10 years. Best of all, the 30 plus 8.
Property sticking out 2.4 there, and the rest of it looks like
8%
they didn't bring it up.
Yeah, yeah.
Never less. Specialized information on you. From David Aaron's team, answer questions for you. The 30 plus 8 savings plan can be either as a rollover IRA, as a savings plan, tax law. It has something for everyone. Call 888 441 4130 for the free information. That's 888
Serving at home or abroad may now be eligible for VA care and benefits. Apply now to get the best affordable care for pet health and healthy disability payments. Visit choose.va.gov.
WMAL traffic and weather. Jamie Whitten in the Hadid Traffic Cleaning Traffic Center.
In and out of Georgetown, you better noticing the first of the vehicles here come across the bridge span and had been closed for hours overnight. Area which the crash reported southbound approach 216. From garagedoorrepair.com and WMAL stores forecast. We're going to be climbing into the middle 50s for daytime highs. Today's going to be a great November day with a little sunshine.
Where?
Into the evening, 40 hours possible with handfuls in the 30s and 40s. Tomorrow, rain developing, especially after lunchtime. Rain later Thursday afternoon and Thursday night. Out early Friday morning, north mile. News meteorologist updated.
Right now it is 32 in Rock Valley. Rain condition.
Couple of roads. Left side. Right side round. Clear. I fucking smell it. Someone's smoking the weed already this morning. Clear unless you're gonna get that one. They got plenty of space. I didn't get a good look, but it looked like that top piece was over the line when you passed them. Left side. Clear. I had seen one creeping up that far right side. Cleared one. The car back there, as soon as you get by that 18, he's shooting right side. There he goes. Clear down. That there, tickled the death back there.
You know, things in traffic get me excited, and I'm happy here that the Key Bridge is open in this direction. That had been closed for hours for emergency repairs. Been watching it with traffic cameras. How you can get through Georgetown out was needless, and you can take that Elmira, that's where we have the crash on southbound 29 as you approach 216 after Route 32. But again, part of it's just running there on the right side of this world. Not that much, but like now, definitely keep alert. 270, seeing the rush hour volume increasing as you head southbound from here to get you past Easttown Light and through Hyanstown. Now from garage door repair.
Can't think this will never get it back.
You're cold out there this morning. We've got temperatures in the 30s in many neighborhoods. We're going to be climbing into the middle 50s.
At least one on the right side, maybe two.
November day with ample sunshine and a relatively light
There it comes.
compared to yesterday. Heading into the evening and overnight hours, clouds will thicken.
Comes second one.
30s and 40s. Tomorrow, rain developing, especially after lunchtime. Rain for your Thursday afternoon and Thursday night. And over early Friday morning. The real wild for the weekend. That's the news meteorologist Matthew Miller.
And right now it is 40 degrees at 546.
Just in case with these changing times, you want to make sure you don't leave a good speed limit for your family to clean up. Simple setting, make it 9, English speaking.
Clear.
James College with attorney questions you can have. Every dog bills or state climate. Family structure has changed in any way. You have enough to will. Simple setting, make it 9, English speaking. Learn more. Online we remain on find the Saturday show mistakes and good legally speaking.
This is Larry.
Well, 270's already looking magical.
You care to admit, please listen to me because I have the answer to your needs. Dr. Ron and Dr. Deb at the fastest solution dentistry now. I know exactly how you might feel because I have big friend and a long time found out about fastest solution dentistry. They now take care of all of my dental. There's one, it's a puzzle. Well, fairly safely visit. They're so compassionate. Judgmental, keep up with people. They'll keep up with dentists for years. So call the fastest patient dentistry. It's the best
Clear.
That's absolutely.
The Biden administration this country.
catch him on the outside.
This is over how they had an insurance policy against Trump becoming president.
Approximately 8,000 text messages that I've seen request the police. Don't stop Trump. Impeach Trump. Not an official FBI device, not an official FBI timeline for that. Senator, they did a video, they did it, so anyhow, so what you really meant was that when you said you never crossed that right in my line, what you meant to say was, said for hundreds of times a day, I went back and forth, expressing my personal opinions about effing Trump and stopping Trump and impeaching Trump on official FBI phone, not official FBI, but other than that, you never crossed that line.
We need Congressman Ratcliffe now to take that energy and attitude into his new job at Langley as Director Ratcliffe. He also was congratulated across the board by former National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien and the aforementioned Ambassador Rick Grinnell. They love Ratcliffe in this position, so that's a very good thing too.
Very exciting. And how different is this, Larry, from the last Trump administration, where there was, I feel like people are lining up. There is serious competition for these positions.
Last item here, back to Pete Except, is that I keep hearing from people that he's not qualified for the job. Okay, I want everyone to just put that in perspective.
Clear.
The same people who are saying Pete Except is unqualified to be Secretary of Defense thought it was just fine to put Pete Buttigieg in charge of our transportation infrastructure in this country, and they thought it was a great idea to make Kamala Harris the Commander-in-Chief, not the Secretary of Defense, the Commander-in-Chief of our armed forces. If you think Kamala Harris was qualified to be Commander-in-Chief, but you don't think Pete Hegseth is qualified to be Secretary of Defense, you need your head examined.
It is 5:55 now to the avail. Traffic and weather every 2 minutes. First low fives. Your shady wind in the deep Arcade Traffic Center. What time is it? Let's go. Let's get around the Beltway. It's that time we're starting to see that volume outer loop in the Silver Spring between University Boulevard and George Avenue. Definitely getting a bit slow there. Watch for the crash if you're coming out of Columbia, southbound on 29 after Route 32 before you get to 216. It's along the right side. Virginia 95 volume delays here. Dale City and Woodbridge still good. Past that to the Beltway and 395 nice and quiet between the Beltway and the 14th Street Bridge each direction. Now from GarageDoorRadio.com, the WNAL Storm forecast. November chill to kick off the day. We've got temperatures this morning in the 30s. It's going to be a cool day with ample sunshine and afternoon highs that'll get into the middle 50s. We'll be cooling off quick once the sun sets. Temperatures falling out of the 40s into the 30s. Cloudy skies tomorrow as our next weather maker approaches. We'll see rain to the west to east. Could see some moderate rain through the evening and overnight hours. That'll wrap up early Friday. As we get into the weekend, we'll be milder highs in the lower 60s. I'm 70s meteorologist. I'm Leland. 35 degrees at 5:56.
Still looking for amazing gifts? At Total Wine & More, you'll find gifts for everyone on your list. With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly. For more than 35 years, Fisher Houses have been there for military and veteran families, saving more than $610 million. The foundation is on the road to building 100 Fisher Houses across the country and overseas. Learn more at fisherhouse.org.
Hey, it's Vince here from Talk Company. Listening experience with Dr. Holzman at Holzman Laser Vision. But now I want to tell you about another outstanding doctor, Dr. Solomon, a nationally renowned eye surgeon and Dr. Holzman's partner at Holzman Solomon Vision Partners. While Dr. Holzman focuses on LASIK and similar procedures, Dr. Solomon specializes in laser cataract and refractive ICL surgery. Dr. Solomon leads the way in the DMV with cutting-edge technology and is truly at the forefront in a class of his own. Suffering from clouded, blurred, or dim vision, having trouble seeing at night, these are issues as your eyes age. But Dr. Solomon can help find the solution. Dr. Solomon can even help you say goodbye to your reading glasses. Imagine that, being done with your reading glasses or progressives. So whether you're tired of squinting at your book and phone screen or find that you need to address the very serious condition of cataracts, visit Holzman Solomon Vision Partners online to explore treatment options. Go to drholzman.com. That's drholzman.com.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, unique and recessive geographic atrophy, or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to slow eye survey is proving to slow GA progression. Eye survey or vasoconstricted Pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Eye survey can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Eye survey may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about eye survey today. Visit eyesurvey.com.
Tis the season for family and friends to transmit germs and allergens across your carpet and rugs. Doesn't your family deserve a healthy home for the holidays? For a festively hygienic refresh, you need a Dean.
Showing a brake check as soon as you come around the ramp. Clear one.
Make your home office
Clear.
for the holidays with a deep carpet cleaning. ID says traditional methods coupled with modern technology for a deep count pureness that can't be beat. And with a Dean's Expert Repair and Restoration, your treasured rugs are revitalized to almost new condition, no matter the size, age, or value. Save even more money without compromising quality. Rugs qualify with a Dean's Express service, the same basic cleaning for less. Call today to take advantage of 10% off in-plant rug cleaning just in time for that holiday gathering. To make your season bright, visit JodaGate.com today. WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, for Cumulus Media Station.
Making sense of news.
News Talk 105.9.
Very well.
News now.
About that.
Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. Inauguration preparations are wrapping up now in the nation's capital.
You know, we've been in the planning process with the inauguration since the midsummer.
DC Police Chief Pamela Smith
Reached out to several police agencies across the United States of America, and the majority of them have been very, very intentional about supporting us.
with the goal of beefing up DC's lagging force for January 20th, 2025.
Hopefully we get to 4,000 police officers to assist us in this process. We're close to that number.
Chief Smith says coordination with federal law enforcement partners is ongoing. Barbara Britt, WMAL at WMAL.com.
A known gang member with a criminal record that was suspended from LCPS was allowed back in
Hey, please stop.
Public comments like that when at a Loudoun County School Board meeting last month prompted the board to cut off discussion over a suspected gang member who brought a gun to school and was allowed to return to classes. The board said parents were outing the student. Parents said their First Amendment rights were being curtailed. It took the school board to court seeking a restraining order to allow them to speak freely. The judge on Tuesday denied that request.
Absolutely.
Frederick County Sheriff Chuck Jenkins says the Justice Department unjustly indicted him in a federal gun case.
Jenkins spoke after federal charges accusing him of conspiring with a gun range owner were dropped. He said prosecutors had no evidence of their claims that he lied on ATF forms, saying he was asking for machine guns for department demonstrations when they were being rented out at a local range.
This was an assassination attempt very similar to President Trump on July 13th. I really do, in retrospect. It was a near miss. I was injured and I was bloody, and I didn't give up the fight. I will never give up.
Was acquitted on all charges. Heather Curtis on WMAL and WMAL.com.
Sheriff Jenkins joins O'Connor and Company at 6:35 this morning. A decision coming soon over whether to make bus-only lanes on Georgia Avenue in Silver Spring temporary as planned or to become permanent.
Earlier this year, the state put in place 7 miles of bus-only lanes between downtown Silver Spring and Glenmont. They were put in place to help move Metro riders during a partial shutdown of the Red Line. The shutdown ended, the lanes did not. The state kept them in place as part of a test to consider making them permanent.
7 News' Tom Rousey, a public hearing will be held next week to allow you to weigh in. More than 200 drivers have been pulled over for bus lane violations so far. What impact will Trump administration 2.0 have on mass transit in the region? Northern Virginia officials have concerns.
The residents that we serve public transportation. Business group SID spending policy and BTC board member Matt Frankie knows there's a job to do, but he's not expecting a smooth ride ahead. We see transportation in the next 3 years with respect to visit, with respect to public service. And Dr. King is optimistic thanks to both the funding initiatives passing an election day very soon.
There's some interesting lessons learned in meeting.
And now futures down 75, NASDAQ futures down 30. Sports. The Capitals trade a pair of drafts to the Penguins for center Lars Eller. He was a member of the Caps 2018 Stanley Cup team. College hoops, a win for BW, a loss for Navy. Next, traffic and weather on WMAL.
Award-winning storyteller Penny Johnson has cracked the code for a new generation of breaking news and entertainment. We're gonna speeches. We're gonna shout-outs. The Benny Show takes you to the next level with a streamlined, frank approach. The energy was so exciting, so much fun. We have so much more to do. Challenging opinion. Insights and straightforward questions. Ladies and gentlemen, this channel, let it be known. Nothing can stop what's coming. The Benny Show on YouTube or wherever you listen. In the room, honor, respect, and trust your home with Valor. Visit ValorHome.com.
Trusses? Well, I thought he was doing great. So he showed up for work today. Hegseth, of course, not there. Over on Fox, as they talk about Pete Hegseth, they keep showing pictures of him in uniform, you know, in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Or doing an appearance in uniform. Over on CNN and MSNBC, they keep showing pictures of him on the set on Fox News. Those are the pictures they're showing. And apparently the big debate on CNN is because Pete Hegseth has said recently that women should not have combat roles.
Well, you know, if I could just say one final thing on this, is that the people complaining about Pete Hegseth are the people who stayed silent when Rachel Levine was put at HHS and Sam Britton, the cross-dresser, right, the luggage stealer, was put in charge of our...
You know what? If Hegseth comes out as trans right now, it's a game changer. This is Trump 2.0 playing 4D chess. That's not the last...
Maybe one on the shoulder down here.
All morning long. Also coming up in 30 minutes, we'll speak with the sheriff of Frederick County, Chuck Jenkins, exonerated on those bogus charges. 7:05, Betsy DeVos, former education secretary. 7:35, Senator Ron Johnson in the center of the leadership battles there in the Senate. Vote will be today.
Got one on your left corner.
8:05 to come home and your new borders are. So that's a lot changing on lock. And right now, we've got our friend Will Hill joining us. He's the executive director of Consumers Research. There's a lot to discuss, Mr. Hill, but I'm going to ask you, with the formation of this new Trump cabinet and sort of the vindication of the election last week, where DEI ideas and policies were, I think, very much a part of the campaign. Considering you're the first person who raised awareness for many people about DEI and how DEI is not only infiltrated government agencies, but also the corporate workrooms, I'd love for your reflection on this. This is a bit of a vindication.
Showing up with one on the shoulder. I don't know if you can see it or not.
The insidious nature of DEI, and do you think that DEI is sort of gone for now, or will come back, you know, rebranded with a different label, sir?
Well, thank you for saying that, Larry. It's a great day for America. It's a great day for American consumers because you're 100% right. The DEI is on the retreat. Companies left and right, I mean, they're dropping their DEI programs altogether or dropping the key part because the key to equity. Basically, they're realizing that compliance departments are growing weak committees. Everyone's ending up in the same position regardless of their performance. I'm pretty sure that's a violation of the Civil Rights Act. So they are left and right in retreat. This is great for, like I said, it's great for Americans who are actually going to get judged by their merit, their skill, their ability to contribute to a business. American consumers, because companies like Boeing, for example, are going to start making planes that can fly and have more systems spin off mid-flight instead of focusing on bean counting rates and such. So I appreciate that. I do think it's a vindication of the critics of DEI and what we've been saying, and you're 100% right. It looks like a lot of the social issues around DEI, around trans issues with kids, actually played a significant role in this final phase of the campaign, and a lot of people made up their minds at the last second. That's what helped make up their minds, and they made up their minds for Trump.
Yeah, and well, you're not resting. You are charging ahead on trying to make people more aware of the dangers of some of these, the incredible radicalism on the left. And one of those issues you mentioned is the transitioning of children. We've seen more awareness, but certainly this is still being pushed, particularly by the medical field. Tell us what you're doing. You have these digital billboards driving around DC. Tell us about this new project you're working on.
Absolutely. Well, there's a number of companies, namely Kroger's and Costco, among others, who are highlighting, who it turns out have executives working at their company, people like their chief marketing officer, for example, who are sitting on the boards of hospitals who are currently mutilating children, physically, chemically, and that's really what it is. There is no known scientific way to change one sex. That is sex at cellular level. Your chromosomes determine your sex. You can't surgically change that. So when you are talking about sex changing a minor, what you're talking about is chemically and surgically mutilating them. And that is what these executives are overseeing at these hospitals like this in Seattle, for example. Thousands of them. In Europe, they are currently in full retreat. This is an area where I think people think, the Europeans obviously get a lot of
a lot of getting ragged on by us for being loosey-goosey or left-wing, and that's certainly true in a lot of areas. It's an area where they've been ahead of us in realizing the horrors of these sex change operations. And so we're sort of, the fact that anyone is still doing these here in America is really appalling. And the fact that these secret corporations are supposedly serving their consumers and have executives who are overseeing this is really alarming. And so we are raising the awareness amongst consumers as our main focus, and also amplifying their voice to push back against these brands and saying, how would you have executives that are involved in this? You either need to disassociate executives, you either need to disassociate yourself from these hospitals, or you need to disassociate yourself from these executives.
Yeah.
Because it's appalling that Kroger's and Costco, for example, would be involved.
And folks, if your commute takes you through Northwest DC, up by the VA Medical Center on Michigan Avenue, you might see these billboards because DC Children's National Hospital is right in that complex, and they are one of the facilities that you are highlighting with these mobile billboards, right? What do the billboards say, and what is going on in Children's National Hospital that you're trying to raise awareness to? Be specific.
Absolutely. Well, trying to be specific without getting a battle of the FCC regulations on radio, because when you're really talking about it,
Yeah.
but exactly. Because when you're talking about what you're doing to children, this is these areas where the kid maybe plays with toys that are associated with the other gender, or maybe they want to paint their nails, and they're either their parents or somebody in their school system decides that actually means that they're the other gender. And so they get involved in these programs at some of these hospitals where they say, yeah, we can actually, your kid has gender dysmorphia, which has been historically diagnosed they've used. And then they say, the real solution for that is to chemically and surgically have them change their gender, which again is not possible. You cannot change the sex of a child or even an adult with surgery or chemicals. It's not possible.
And Bill, these medical or these hospitals, then they go on to do these, give the kid the medication that stops their puberty, which sterilizes them, and they will not then have any sexual pleasure the rest of their lives, and they perform these surgeries. But also talk to me about how these medical professionals then they convince the parents that their children will commit suicide, which that is not true. That most of these children do grow out of this and might go on to be gay individuals or lesbians, but they don't, by and large, they don't commit suicide. So they also lie to the parents. That is what's so monstrous about this, is there are a lot of parents, certainly there are parents that are sort of this Munchausen by proxy who enjoy this and want a trans child, but certainly most of the parents don't want to mutilate their children, but they're lied to by these medical professionals.
Will, hold your thought on your response. It's very important. I want to get to it. I do, but how traffic is in DC. We got to get to this real fast, and then we'll get your response with Will Hill with Consumer Research at 6:15 WMAL traffic and weather every 10 minutes. First on the 5s, which is quick in the traffic center.
All right, very much appreciated. It's a quick look, though, because it's just mostly the volume 95 into Woodbridge and Newington. 395 is still really good shape. To the Wilson Bridge, we're backing up before 210 and normal outer loop delays in the Silver Spring. Too much for that crash cleanup on Maryland's 29 southbound between Route 32 and 216. It was on the right shoulder. Now, from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it stormy. It's going to be sunny today, in fact, and lovely, but definitely chillier with highs in the low 50s. Tonight we got some clouds rolling in with lows as low as 35 degrees in the upper 30s. Then tomorrow, cloudy and rain sprinkled throughout the day. Highs around 50 degrees. And then Friday, late rain showers continue in the morning, then clearing with highs in the mid-50s. Right now it's 40 degrees at 16.
WMAL.
Making sense of the news. From the Home Paramount Pest Control Studios.
Home Paramount, the leader in pest control since 1939.
Wow, tough. Good thing they got great diamonds at Purpose for the best value. Visit Purpose Diamond. News is brought to you by Air Financial.
Wrapping things up here with Will Hill. He's Executive Director of Consumer Research, and he is partnered with American Parents Coalition to raise awareness about Minnesota, Cincinnati Children's Hospital, Philadelphia, and the Children's National Medical Center here.
goes on here. If you want more information, you can go to stop.com, stop.com. I promise you more details that we certainly can't share really on a family program. We'll go ahead if you could, because the pressure that's put on parents right now, as Julie just noted, it's horrible, it's demonic, I think, to make a parent decide, well, you either need to, you can look at this general mutilation, your child will kill themselves. What's a parent to do?
That's exactly right, and this is one of the things that we've seen, these radical gender ideology pushers, these surgical pushers for children, these chemical castration pushers for children. They guilt trip the parent, and no less than 2 months was taken in by this. And as he did with Lorton Peterson, he described then son Xavier was, based on the schools that the son was born in the wrong body, that they had all this chemical and castration and surgical change to his genitalia in order to basically keep him from being suicidal. And in that, I mean, he's the richest man in the world, and he's being lied to by the medical community, and he's now on jihad, for lack of a better word. They give this absolute nonsense, this absolute disgusting attack on our children. And what we're trying to highlight is not only what the doctors are doing and what needs to be done to these hospitals, but that there are major corporations whose executives are on board of these hospitals. It's just atrocious that any companies like Kroger's or Costco would want to be involved in this or associated with it. So that's one of the things we're trying to highlight is, these corporations have been faced absolute. And one of the things we started this segment by saying, we aren't going to stop. We aren't going to take a break. Trump is one, and you're 100% right. Because all of this woke nonsense, all of this ESG nonsense was predicated on the idea that it was good for business. That the insanity, that socialism was going to be good for business. And that was always a lie. And Tuesday of last week proved anything is that is absurd. And so we are going to be driving hard against any corporation that continues to go woke, because they are not doing this for the bottom line. They're doing this to turn the company into a political utility for the bottom line. And so they are going to pay a price.
I will never forget when my friend Mercedes Schlepp pulled me aside at CPAC and said, "You've got to meet Will Hill. You've got to hear what he's doing in consumers research." And you opened my eyes about Coca-Cola and about some of the airlines and Boeing. And here we've come full circle, Will Hill, because as you mentioned, the CEO of Boeing has shut down their entire DEI department. And when asked about that, he said it's very simple. Ideology doesn't help build airplanes, period. And I thought of you, Will, because it's like, that's a victory. That's a huge victory.
Absolutely. We are so excited. I'm sorry that it took so many years and so many mistakes. Some of them appear to have been fatal for users of Boeing products. But new CEO seems to really understand the dangers of DEI. And the problem is when you're making a product as vital and as potentially dangerous as an airplane, you want the absolute best engineers. You want the absolute best people in the factory. You want the absolute best executives. You don't care if they're white, black, brown, or purple. Okay? Any intrusion of sex and race into hiring or promotion in a company like Boeing is not only a betrayal of your consumers, it is in any company. It's literally putting people's lives on the line and putting ideology over whether they live or die. And Boeing has learned that the hard way with the 737 MAX disaster. It's also, been disgraced through flights that doors falling off planes mid-flight. And the fact that they sent people to the space station and were supposed to bring them back 2 weeks later, and their space shuttle broke.
And they have the same Elon Musk, but it took Elon Musk. Right there, Will Hill, Consumers Research. You do great work. We love having you on, and we appreciate you joining us today, but we're up out of time.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Ideology does not build airplanes. If only every CEO went to their HR department and said, explain to me how this DEI department helps us do what our company is supposed to do. And wait for the answer. It'll be revealing. 621.
Is your patio, sidewalk, or driveway cracked or uneven? Have you tripped or fallen as a result? Or are you worried about the liability of an uneven surface on your property? American Concrete Services can quickly help. Don't pay the high cost to tear out and replace your sidewalk, patio, driveway, or pool deck. American Concrete Services has an economical solution which can raise and stabilize your existing concrete at a fraction of the cost of full replacement with their environmentally friendly structural foam. With structural foam lifting, there's no heavy equipment to cause damage to your property and no loud noises from jackhammering. Best of all, most repairs can be completed in just a few hours the same day. Have your entire patio, sidewalk, or driveway crack-free, safe, and level again. No job is too big or small. Call American Concrete Services now for your free estimate at 240-6655-665. That's 240-6655-665. Again, call 240-6655-665. Licensed in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. MHIC number 140530.
Hi, this is Larry O'Connor, and if dental fear has been weighing heavily on your mind for longer than you care to admit, please listen to me because I have the answer to your needs. Dr. Rob and Dr. Deb at Bethesda Sedation Dentistry can help you. I know exactly how you might feel because for years I had a big fear of the dentist. Then I found out about Bethesda Sedation Dentistry. They now take care of me for my dental needs, and here's why. It's a place where people who have any dental fear can safely visit. They're so compassionate and completely non-judgmental, even for people who've been away from the dentist for years. Need another reason to call Bethesda Sedation Dentistry? Well, they care deeply about the Fisher House Foundation and will donate $100 to the Fisher House for every new patient visit this month. So call Bethesda Sedation Dentistry today. It's the first step for you to have a beautiful, pain-free smile and also help support Fisher House. Here's the number 301-530-2434. That's 301-530-2434. Visit BethesdaSedationDentistry.com. That's Bethesda Sedation Dentistry. Sleep, dream, smile.
Hey, Eldorados, Larry over here. By now, you're probably hearing a lot about wire refi. You may also have seen my commercials on Newsmax or on Fox News. So what's going on? How is it that investors all over the country are earning a fixed rate of return of 10.25%, and they don't care what happens with the stock market or the Fed? Well, let's start with the facts. It's true. There's no attack on your principal if you ever need your money back. And yes, it's true. You're in control. You can let your investments come out there when you want to. Whatever you choose. And yes, it's true. There are absolutely no gains. This is a secure, underlying portfolio. That's why I invest my own money with Wire Refi. Just call 877-80-INVEST. That's 877-80-INVEST. Or log on to investwirerefi.com. That's invest, the letter Y, REFY.com. And make sure to tell them that Larry Elder sent you.
If you like spontaneity, the answer is yes. So when the mood strikes, you're ready to go.
I feel like moving and adding in my life is going much happier.
Guys are leaving. The results last week.
I say it's literally our 30-day sample.
Access a 30-day sample pack at trymexmd.com. It's just a dollar. Not what it makes appropriate. Alright, at rush hour, we're easing into it with volume delays on Houston and Heathrow and Hyannis Valley. Extra bailout traffic on 355, so be ready for that volume as you push down to now, coming out with Super Spring, slowly moving up west to west to the Wilson Bridge. And now following this, easing into it on the 14th Street branch, we are in Jam 395 northbound. You're watching Channel now. We've got solid teach across the bridge speed. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, everything else store watch 7 forecast. One of the coolest mornings of the season. A few neighborhoods starting off around that freezing mark. We're going to be seeing cool afternoon highs in the 50s, so a little bit below average and lighter winds than yesterday. We'll start to see some high clouds rolling in like this afternoon and this evening to the west and east as our next weather maker approaches. We will see
Got about an hour, right?
hours and cloudy tomorrow with rain probably moving in afterwards. Thursday afternoon and Thursday night. See about a half inch to an inch of much needed rain.
Might as well.
What was that?
We might as well.
Northern Tyson,
as well as the January
Riverside's
6th
coming back.
DOJ, those are set to be dismissed as Jack Smith is closing up his shop. But what about the felonies from George Mershon, the judge Mershon, Judge Juan Mershon, that's right. He's the judge overseeing that case, and he was set to sentence President Trump. He was supposed to be he's not delaying the sentencing until after the presidency, though. He's delayed it. He hasn't seen it. Also falsifying business records. And this was also the Stormy Daniels case, the so-called hush money, which is really just your typical non-disclosure agreement. He's delaying this. Trump's attorneys filed a motion to completely vacate the charges, and Judge Mershon has said, no, we'll delay it. We'll come up with the sentence with the so that's still hanging. And it seems like, maybe when the American people had all the facts in front of them and they still overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump to be president, maybe one judge in New York City looking at this case that is completely twisted the law and invented a FEMA to press against Donald Trump to just stop him from being able to run for president, considering that political maneuver failed. Maybe this judge should, read the room and send back the entire power that he has over the president-elect and say, yeah, you know what, maybe one judge sitting in New York shouldn't have this kind of power over the will of the entire American people. The new Judge Juan Mershon is still hanging on to his power and is having a little over Donald Trump. We'll see what comes of that case. But as of now, the sentencing has been delayed indefinitely. It's 6:30. Sheriff Chuck Jenkins joins us next.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, Cumulus Media Station.
There's going to be a police parade at the top in the Oval Office before the meeting commences. And so you all, and some of your colleagues, will certainly have an opportunity to see that, to hear their voices, their voices,
Coming up the ramp.
transition that is going to be efficient. This is what they deserve. Jackson Abrams on Fox News.
The Trump administration plan for mass deportations is getting pushback from several states who say they will.
Good, yeah. Shot me in a vehicle on the shoulder, a quarter mile or so. Correct. Should be right around the bridge. Correct. And another brake check about 3 miles. Press that. Cleared.
WMAL traffic and weather, Jamie Whitman, the Dean Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
In from the west, 66 just seeing the volume on the increase as you head past Business 234 in Manassas. 95 on the brakes in through Woodbridge and Newington, and 395 heavy crossing about 14th Street Bridge. DC 295, it's our normal delays, but we're pretty solid here southbound after Eastern Avenue to get you past East Capitol Street. Beltway delays to the Woodrow Wilson Bridge already back near St. Barnabas Road, leaving College Park. Outer loop slowing, merging off the 95 to Georgia Avenue. With your travel lanes reported open. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast. It's going to be a cool day with ample sunshine and afternoon highs that'll get into the middle 50s. We'll be cooling off quick once the sun sets, with temperatures falling out of the 40s into the 30s. Cloudy skies tomorrow as our next weather maker approaches. We'll see rain develop from west to east, so that'll wrap up early Friday. As we head into the weekend, we'll be dry with milder highs in the lower 60s. I'm 7 News meteorologist Eileen Whalen.
Right now it is 32 at South Riding, 31 in Greenbelt, 37 at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
O'Connor and Company.
It's 6:37. Thanks for tuning in here to O'Connor and Company on a super
Right, sir.
Thursday morning in the post-election and mid-transition. And we've got plenty to cover at 7:05. Betsy DeVos, former Education Secretary, will discuss
Saturday overhang.
without the Department of Education. At 7:35, Senator Ron Johnson in the middle of the leadership battles in the Senate. Supposed to have a vote today, but maybe Senator Ron Johnson has something else to say about when that vote takes place. We'll ask him. He joins us on an 805 Tom Holman, a brand new corner czar, and I suspect he might be working hand in hand with our next guest here, Julie Gunlock. So should we get right to it? What do you think? Please do. He is the sheriff, the 5-term sheriff of Frederick County, Chuck Jenkins, who joins us now. And I got to tell you, Sheriff Jenkins, first of all, it is so great to talk with you. Thank you for joining us, especially considering these bogus charges have now been completely dropped and you were cleared of any wrongdoing in this ridiculous machine gun conspiracy case. It's great to hear your voice. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thank you, Larry. Good morning. Listen, I just got to complain about
Yeah,
I would say 587 days of complaint.
And it's no surprise or coincidence, I think, that these charges came after you won a resounding 5th election in Frederick County. It came after the fact that you had worked in cooperation with the Trump administration to ensure that immigration laws were enforced in your county and that you worked hand in hand with ICE during your time there. And I got to tell you, not only I just laid out what I thought of these charges, but you have shown so much discipline. Decided you knew what the law was, you did your job and didn't play it out in the media. And you should be commended for that, because I don't think most politicians would. And I know you don't think of yourself as a politician, but you got to run for office, so you are.
Well, Larry, thank you for that. Listen, I have to put my head down and work hard at the place of what I think is the most greatest team of attorneys in the world. I listened to them. I kept my mouth shut. I knew from day one I was innocent. I maintained it. I was never going to waver. And here we are today. And stepping back a minute, listen, I believe you're right. I believe I was eventually prosecuted for what I stand for. You know, there are things going on across the country that people don't know about. And I think the powers that be took the opportunity to take a shot at me. And listen, like I said, I was never going to waver on this.
Yeah, Sheriff, lawfare, we have seen the use of lawfare by the Democrats to attack their political opponents. Tell us how you feel post-election, now that Trump is in office and appointing, you know, all of these great people to his administration. I'd just be interested in your reaction to the election.
Listen, I think it's a new day in America. I think you've seen a shift in the average American's way of thinking. They know what the problems are. They know what affects and concerns every American. And obviously, you know, my stand on illegal immigration and local borders, it really is boiled down on me. This was a fight of my life. This was not like another election. Okay, this was a fight for my life. But I think what you're going to see is the president, Trump, who I admire greatly, is going to put the right people in place. And I heard my next guest is Tom London, who I've gotten to know very well over the years. And that man is going to do so much. It's going to be unbelievable. And I'm proud to be working with him. It's some degree with what we're doing in Frederick.
Let's gleefully go to that and not talk about what the DOJ and the feds just put you through for nearly 2 years, Sheriff Jenkins, because I know you want to talk about the people of Frederick County and keeping them safe. So, you know, one of the things that Mr. Holman, the new border czar, has talked about, of course, is deportations of criminal illegal aliens who are in this country and the machinations of that. But he's also focused on trying to find these children who are missing, over 300,000 children who have been brought into this country who the Department of Homeland Security have lost track of. I know that you would be very concerned about that. But how would this go about happening? Because there are probably children, odds are, in Frederick County right now who need rescuing. Do you have any idea how you might work with federal officials and Homeland Security to be able to get that done?
Well, listen, we have been working with ICE for like 16 years now. It's been very effective in the way we do it. Our focus is always been the 280-72 program. I do see a way that if we can get law enforcement at the state and local level to fully cooperate with ICE, we can do a great job in identifying where these children are, you know, who's victimizing these children, get a real handle on child trafficking. But state and local law enforcement has to have the will, has to be able to work with ICE to be more effective. ICE doesn't have enough people. They need help. So, like we do in Frederick County, we're a force multiplier, and I think law enforcement across this country would ignore what the politicians are saying, that, you know, the legislatures and the mayors and the county executives, and get out there and cooperate with ICE. This would be a better country, better America.
Well, let's just peel that back a little bit further. Are you getting the cooperation you think you need as Sheriff of Frederick County with Governor Westmore's office and state police? Is there resistance there? What needs to be improved upon now that we have a new administration and the people of this country want our immigration laws enforced?
I can't say there's resistance. Listen, I've had no communication whatsoever with Governor Moore. I know Governor Moore was probably wanted to see me eventually convicted and removed from office. No doubt about that. I don't know. Yeah, obviously he's against any enforcement whatsoever. The state police, listen, the state police superintendent answers to Governor Moore, so obviously he's going to carry out the governor's vision. I can't say there's resistance because in Frederick County, things are going so well, it's unbelievable. We don't have the lowest crime rate in region by the state. It's not an accident.
All right, well, listen, Sheriff Jenkins, again, we're overjoyed for you. We're very happy, and we're really happy for the people of Frederick County and all the deputies that you oversee there in really a functioning law enforcement division here in the state of Maryland, which is not always the case, sadly. So I'm really glad that you're back in this as well.
Please congratulate Tom Homan for me. I wish him the very best in his mission.
I'll let him know. I have a feeling you two will be speaking quite a bit over the next several months or years. Thank you, Sheriff Jenkins.
Thank you. Good morning.
It is 6:44. Foster Remodeling Solutions. You know these guys. They're Northern Virginia's premier home renovation company. If you want to enhance your home with a new kitchen or bathroom or in-law suite or an addition or a full floor plan remodel so you can age in place right in the neighborhood you love, get the amazing team at Foster Remodeling Solutions on the job. They'll make it beautiful and they'll help you achieve the perfect remodel stress-free because they handle everything, the design, the selection, and the build. One point of contact to manage the entire home improvement. Set up a complimentary in-home consultation by going to fosterremodeling.com. That's fosterremodeling.com.
You ever talk to an old-timer who...
We do it almost every day, too.
...with their teeth taken care of as one course of their life? Well, health. This is Vince. I'm telling you, dental health is critical to your overall health. Do not wait to start a healthier lifestyle. You can overcome your fear of the dentist with sedation dentistry at the Cascade Center for Dental Health. You see, everybody is totally different, so there is a sedation option that will fit perfectly just for you. They have a highly trained team of dental experts who can handle even the most complex cases. For some people, going to the dentist is scary. It shouldn't be. It should be a very relaxed experience, and that's what Cascades specializes in. They've got 3 locations, one in Sterling, one in Burke, and now one in Centerville, and they all offer the same great experience. So what are you waiting for? Make that no-obligation appointment today. All you have to do is visit their website. That's cascades1.com.
Sad part about it, buddy. You come down here for $1 more on their paycheck.
6:45 traffic
For what?
weather every 10 minutes. First on the 5s with Jamie Whitten and the Deacon Cleaning Traffic Center.
All right, Larry, we're in pretty good shape. It's mostly the volume delays around the DMV. I am seeing the Suitland Parkway, an unusual slowdown inside the Beltway as you pass Suitland Road. So do be careful in that area. Beyond, slows before Branch.
Surely hope they're not working 12-hour shifts because it ends up being about 16 by the time they're done.
Street Bridge, but we're still good on the freeway to the 3rd Street Tunnel. Beltway delays getting pretty solid. Upper loop into Silver Spring and 270 through Urbana and Hyattstown slow. And now a little bit of volume into Gaithersburg. The lanes open. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storewatch 7 forecast.
Clear and cold out there this morning. We've got temperatures in the 30s in many neighborhoods. We're going to be climbing into the middle 50s for daytime highs today. It's going to be a pretty looking November day with ample sunshine and a relatively light wind, especially compared to yesterday. Now heading into the evening and overnight hours, clouds will thicken with lows in the 30s and 40s. Tomorrow, rain developing, especially after lunchtime. Rain for your Thursday afternoon and Thursday night. That'll wrap up early Friday morning. And we're a little milder for the weekend. I'm 7 News meteorologist Ivy Whalen.
Right now it's 39 degrees and 6:46.
Traffic and weather brought to you by Hadid Carpet Cleaning. Doesn't your family deserve a healthy home for the holidays? You need Hadid. Call today and take advantage of 10% off in-plant rug cleaning just in time for that holiday gathering. To make your season bright, visit JoeHadid.com today.
I'm Nancy Popovich, financial advisor at Baird in Northern Virginia. At Baird, we're committed to giving you the financial guidance and resources you need to achieve the life you want. That's why I'm excited to introduce Bob Sargent, who joins our talented group of advisors Brandon Corso, Daryl Raynard, and Ryan Artek. We're all dedicated to helping you meet your wealth management goals. Discover how our growing team can support you in your financial journey. Visit fairfax.bairdwealth.com.
Is your home's title still in your name? What would you do if you discovered you're the victim of a home title theft and that the one document that proves you own your home is no longer in your name? With Home Title Locks free lookup service, you can verify your home is still safely in your name. Thieves can now discover the title to your home online and simply forge your signature on a transfer document stating you sold your home to them. Then they take out loans on your home or sell it to some unsuspecting buyer. Homeowners insurance and common identity theft programs do not protect you. Home Title Lock does. Home Title Lock puts a virtual shield around your home's title to help keep criminals away. First things first, verify your home's title is still in your name with Home Title Lock's free lookup service. There's no obligation. It's absolutely free. Then register your address for 30 free days of protection. Visit HometitleLock.com/free. HometitleLock.com/free.
For owners of small to medium businesses who need cash in a flash, FVC Bank offers lightning lending as a solution to your organization's cash flow needs. One simple online application delivers quick cash into an FVC Bank account to qualified applicants. So if your business needs up to $500,000 from a trusted FDIC insured bank, take it from me, Vince. Look into lightning lending at FVCbank.com. Apply online today at FVCbank.com. Member FDIC.
WMAL's Military Charity of the Month, presented by Leonardo DRS, is the Fisher House Foundation, providing comfort homes where military and veteran families can stay for free while loved ones in the hospital. To learn more, visit fisherhouse.org.
1877 cards for kids. AARS cards for kids. 1877 cards for kids. Donate your card today.
1877 cars for kids. AARS cars for kids. 1877 cars for kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Call 877 Cars for Kids or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today.
1877 cars for kids. AARS cars for kids. 1877 cars for kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations in land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Mark Levin, weeknights from 6 till 9.
On News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Making sense of the news.
Some electronic news out is the cabinet selection. All eyes are on the Department of Education, and we wait with bated breath to find out who he will name to basically oversee the dismantling of that cabinet level position. Don't forget, in September, when he was running for office, he made this promise.
Another thing I'll be doing very early in the administration is closing up the Department of Education in Washington, D.C. and sending education worker needs back to the states. We want them to run the education of our children. There's a much better job.
The current Secretary of Education, Miguel Cordero, which went viral over the weekend, or yesterday, I think clips of TikTok put it out there, somebody else put it out. Miguel Cordero said, if you support eliminating the Department of Education, you don't support our students. The Department of Education provides funding for students with disabilities, rural students, and programs that make college affordable. Yeah, you're doing a crappy job if you're trying to make college affordable, pal. That's all he could come up with as to why we need a Department of Education. Whenever anyone complains about this, Julie, I always say, can you explain what you think the Department of Education does right now? And I don't think people know.
You know what the Department of Education has given us over the years? It has given us things like restorative justice, which means no discipline in the schools. It has given us a failing school lunch program, which, by the way, the current Secretary of Education threatened to do away with the school lunch program if certain schools in conservative areas didn't do things like DEI in the classroom, all this other, and restorative justice, and sort of teaching of DEI in the classroom. So the Department of Education has destroyed education in this country. I'll be glad to see it go.
Yeah, and the most important data point in all of that, Julie, is the fact that when Jimmy Carter instituted the Department of Education, which really, let's face it, was just a payback to the teachers union, and continues to be a payback to the teachers unions. At the time, we ranked in the top levels worldwide in education, in literacy, in math scores. We are now down in the third worldwide. The creation of the Department of Education has deteriorated education in this country. There's no other way to say it. Coming up next, we're going to speak with the former Secretary of Education, Betsy DeVos, under Trump. We'll get her opinion on what happens now without the DOE. It's 6:53.
Making sense of your world.
Where to begin?
News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Thank you for my call.
Making sense of the news.
I love Sheila Scholl's Renters Warehouse. It's such a great concept, this organization, because managing a rental property is tough. I know this. I used to rent my own home when I lived on the other side of the country. It was awful, caused me lots of headaches, but I learned to make renting and managing my property easy. Call Sheila with Renters Warehouse. Locally owned, Sheila Scholl's Renters Warehouse DC Nova specializes in helping owners rent and manage their home for top dollar. Sheila's team is going to find the right tenant and then collect the rent, take care of accounting, inspections, maintenance, coordination, late night phone calls. Leave the headaches to them. You collect the checks. Sheila Scholl's Renters Warehouse is also a trusted partner for those who serve. They provide military discounts. If you're in the military needing to relocate, Renters Warehouse is going to handle everything fast. Find out how much your property will rent for. Get your free rental analysis. Call Sheila Scholl's Renters Warehouse, 571-517-1525, 571-517-1525. Visit rwdcnova.com.
Wanna play a game with me and Dad?
Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with Dayquil Vapor. It's Dayquil plus a Russian-based vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, let's let Mommy rest.
You guys are amazing.
Right, Todd.
And so is Dayquil VapoCall.
Dayquil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coffee, aching fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use directed for average children. An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
6:55 now, WMAL traffic and weather every 10 minutes. First on the 5. Here's Jamie Witt in the Hadid Car Cleaning Traffic Center.
Traffic is brought to you by Jiffy Lube.
Virginia commuters, keep alert coming out of Shirlington to the 14th Street Bridge. Couple obstacles first after Glebe Road. Looks like the two-car crash for now is all contained to the right shoulder. See if fire and rescue need to come there. And then across the 14th Street Bridge before the freeway had to crash in the right lane. Inbound on the Suitland Parkway inside the Beltway, the crash after Suitland Road. Now blocking the left lane. It's a little bit of an unusual delay. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwater Center forecast.
November chill to kick off the day. We've got temperatures this morning in the 30s. It's going to be a cool day with ample sunshine and afternoon highs that'll get into the middle 50s. We'll be cooling off quick once the sun sets, with temperatures falling out of the 40s into the 30s. Cloudy skies tomorrow as our next weather maker approaches. We'll see rain develop from west to east. Could see some moderate rain through the evening and overnight hours. That'll wrap up early Friday. As we head into the weekend, we'll be dry with milder highs in the lower 60s. I'm 7 News meteorologist Heidi Whalen.
It's 35 degrees.
Right side, left side.
Jiffy Lube. Trained technicians you can trust to use
Clear
your
to right side.
manufacturer recommendations for oil changes, brakes, wipers, lights, and more, saving you time and money. No appointment needed. Visit JiffyLubeDC.com.
Americans love using their credit cards. The most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But DC politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing you to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Commission.
Do you know who to call if your garage door breaks? There's only one company I trust to get it fixed on time with quality work I can depend on. Overhead Door Company of Washington, D.C. For 50 years, they've been the company that families and businesses in the DMV have relied on when their garage door fails them. So don't be fooled by frauds and imposters online. Always look for their trademarked red ribbon. Visit GarageDoorRepair.com and work with the local team you can trust. That's GarageDoorRepair.com.
Hey Larry, any plans after the show today?
Oh, I got a super fun day of running holiday errands. I got to get a housewarming gift. I got to figure out what I'm bringing to a dinner party. I got to find Meredith the perfect Christmas present. Then I get to try and relax.
Wow, I can save you your entire afternoon.
Okay, I'm listening.
Well, the wine outlet.
Showing another brake check down here around the ramp.
Check. Dinner party? Check. Meredith present? Check. Bottle so you can relax? Check.
Well, sounds like I'm heading to the wine outlet right now. I'm calling November Movember. It's a month for men to be thinking about their health. I want all men out there to do what your doctor says all the time and what your wife is telling you. Get checked for men's cancers and other illnesses.
Yeah, I'm the mother of 3 boys, and I am a wife of a wonderful man, and it's so important that he take care of his health. So this November, take care of your health.
It's the thing that you can control. A lot of people have challenges with it. CoPair helped me lose 40 pounds in 4 months. But for people out there who are saying, it's too hard for me, I can't do it, you've had quite an experience.
The thing is that the CoPair RX program is a combination of weight loss medications, coaching, and they really help guide you and help you relearn how to eat, how to stay healthy.
CoPair has helped over 13,000 people and over 3,000 WML listeners over their 8+ years. Start your personalized plan now. This month of November could be my gift of health to you and help you change your life forever. Call 855-888-0180 or go to coparehealth.com.
Window Nation customers have been singing our praises for years. With fast local service for DMV residents and an industry-leading 96% customer satisfaction rating, it's no wonder. Our research window companies and the team did for the last year and a half to see what the average prices were and the quality of work. Window Nation nailed home. Get 50% off all windows, 0% interest for 5 years. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Schedule a free estimate now. Call 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com. That's 866-90NATION. WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, for Cumulus Media Station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9.
News now.
WMAL News at 7. Good morning. I'm John Matthews. We have breaking news this morning. Jack Smith, the special counsel appointed to investigate Donald Trump's role in the January 6th attack on the Capitol and the classified documents case at Mar-a-Lago, is planning to wrap up his work on both cases and resign along with other members of his team before the president-elect takes office. That according to new reporting this morning by the New York Times, which says does not want to leave any significant work for others to complete, and that he wants to stay ahead of Mr. Trump's promise to fire him within 2 seconds of being sworn in. Any prosecutions that would have been handled by Smith or his team were likely rendered moot by the results of last week's election. Muriel Bowser's welcome of a new Trump administration comes with a warning against curtailing home rule.
We're a nation of laws, and we will defend ourselves according to the law.
As for expected changes in immigration law with the second Trump administration,
The president enforces our immigration policies, not mayors, not governors. We know what his stance is. Nation knows what his stance is, and he was elected.
Bowser says the city should advocate for undocumented residents who've lived in D.C., she says, many years. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
The new administration has Northern Virginia transportation officials wondering what lies ahead for public transit.
Obviously, I don't have a crystal ball.
NBTC Director Caitlin Tice confirmed while pondering appointees that could affect funding. Change atop the Senate Banking Committee, for instance.
There's going to be a movement and a shift in transit leadership within that committee.
Short term, some of the money from WMATA, VRE, and PRTC comes from formula funds, and they won't be modified at all. There could be some change for things funded by competitive grant programs, though. Online board member Matt DeFranti.
We need to rise above provincialism and some aspects, of course, of partisanship.
Scott Lynn on WMAL and WMAL.com.
Maryland officials are still trying to decide whether to remove what had been temporary bus-only lanes placed on Georgia Avenue in Silver Spring last summer during Red Line rail construction. The construction work's done, but the lanes are still there, tempting car drivers.
The only reason drivers are supposed to use them is if they are making a right turn. Montgomery County Police say they've pulled over more than 200 drivers for violating the bus lane rules. Most have received warnings, but some have gotten tickets. A study over the summer found that the lanes helped buses move faster without significantly harming car traffic. But that was summer, when traffic is lighter than the fall.
7 News' Tom Rousey, you can weigh in at a public hearing next week. 8 days after he won re-election to a third term, D.C. Councilmember Trayon White is due in federal court for a status hearing today as he faces federal bribery charges. White is not only under heat from the law, the city council's considering expelling him. And he told 7 News after picking up 84% of the vote on election night.
I hope they send a loud message to the D.C. Council about keeping the decisions in the hands of the people. You know, I'm under a lot of scrutiny right now on the seats of my life, but I'm forever prayerful.
White's not expected to go on trial until next spring or summer. Checking your money, the Dow futures down 141 points, NASDAQ futures down 56. Sports, the Capitals trade a pair of draft picks to the Penguins for center Lars Eller. He was a member of their 2018 Stanley Cup team. College hoops, George Washington beats North Carolina A&T. Navy falls to Ryder. Up next, traffic and weather on WMAL.
Depend on your daily drive time download from Vince.
Guess what NBC is not doing today? Guess what the Associated Press is not doing today?
Vince Calais.
Weekdays 3 to 6 p.m.
News Talk 105.9.
WMAL.
Making sense of the news.
For all your glass, mirror, and shower door needs, visit DullasGlass.com. Dullas Glass, love your glass.
Have you been wanting to find the secret to losing weight and getting healthy the natural way without drugs or injections? Hi, I'm Dr. Evan Riggleman with DMV Weight Loss, and I know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day naturally, safely, and effectively without counting points or calories, no extreme exercise, no prepackaged meals, no hormones, no injections, no drugs or surgery. Visit DMVWeightLoss.com.
It's Chris with his success story. I'm happy to report that I lost 40 pounds over the course of about 3.5 months. I feel like I'm 10 years younger. I have more energy, and every day when I wake up, I feel refreshed. I don't have the pains that I used to have that I attributed to aging. This program is different, and you owe it to yourself to try it.
The DMV Weight Loss Program has successfully helped hundreds of people lose 20 to 30 pounds within a couple of months. You can start the program in person or virtually from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation today by calling 571-532-5700 or DMVWeightLoss.com. That's DMVWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Feeling the holiday rush, but still hoping to meet someone special? It's just lunch. Take the pressure off. Their matchmakers set you up for meaningful dates this season, so you can enjoy the magic of connection. Call 202-466-4333. Visit itsjustlunchdc.com.
WMAL traffic and weather, Jamie Whitten in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
395 northbound at the 14th Street Bridge. The crash is clear. We now have the volume delays as you extend onto the freeway. Be careful heading through Shirlington. The two-car crash after Glebe Road sits to the right shoulder. Inbound on the Suitland Parkway after Suitland Road. This is inside the Beltway. That crash cleanup was along the left side. Beyond as you approach Branch Avenue, the normal stop and go towards Stanton Road. Out of Brandywine, northbound 5301 at the split. That crash activity to the median. That's definitely a little bit of a distraction there. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast. We're going to be seeing cool afternoon highs in the middle 50s. We will start to see some high clouds rolling in late this afternoon and this evening from west to east as our next weather maker approaches. We will see clouds thickening through the overnight hours, and it'll be cloudy tomorrow with rain that'll be moving in after lunchtime. Rain continuing through Thursday afternoon and Thursday night. Could see about a ½ inch to an inch of much needed rain. I'm 7 News meteorologist Eileen Whalen.
Right now it is 33 in Newington, 32 in Laurel, 37 at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
O'Connor and Company.
It is 7:06 here on O'Connor and Company this Wednesday, 13th day of November. Great to be back in the saddle. I'm Larry O'Connor. Julie Dunlop, thanks for sort of carrying the torch and keeping things going here while I was gone. And you kept Konstantin Svitovsky.
We had fun, but you were missed. Not too bad.
I missed being here, but it's great to be back. So much to talk about as the transition continues here at a rapid pace for the new Trump 2.0 presidency. Coming up in 30 minutes, Senator Ryan Johnson of Wisconsin. They're supposed to have that vote this morning on Senate leadership, but maybe it'll be delayed. Well, what's it looking like right now? The behind-the-scenes struggles. Senator Johnson will give us a look-see. Also at 8:05, Tom Homan, your brand-new border czar, would like to discuss his plans for restoring order at the border. That's right. And joining us right now is a real favorite here for us, Betsy DeVos. She's the former Secretary of Education in the first Trump administration and has continued the fight for so many things. Restoring Title IX protections for women in sports, of course, and many other priorities that she is focused on. And we really appreciate her joining us now. Secretary DeVos, thanks for being here.
Happy to be with you, Larry and Julie. Thank you.
A lot of people are focusing on President Trump's promise during the campaign that should he be elected, which he has been, that he would do away with the Department of Education think you're in a unique position to be able to describe that for us.
Sure. Well, I think the president really wants to ensure that the dollars that we invest in education actually go to benefit. The Department of Education has existed for about 45 years. It was a payoff to the teachers union by Jimmy Carter for their endorsing him for president in 1976. And since then, we've spent over $1 trillion, and we have gotten nothing for that $1 trillion. In fact, student achievement has actually widened between the top performers and bottom performers, which was precisely the purpose of having the department. So, doing the same thing, continuing to do the same thing with more and more money and expecting different results is, I think, the definition of insanity. So let's wheel it back and let's ensure that the resources get to families and kids and eliminate the bureaucrats, eliminate all of those who are adding all of their agenda-driven items to everything that goes out of there and really support families and kids. You can do that very practically by block granting it directly to families or in a less ideal but also better situation to the state.
I think there's a lot of folks that are in the school choice movement that are really hopeful. We could actually see more sort of nationwide school choice. I mean, as it is now, we have certain states that are stronger on school choice. You know, Virginia, for instance, frankly is a weak state on school choice. What do you think about the future of the school choice movement in light of this new administration and the commitment to really reduce the power of the department at the very least, or get rid of the Department of Education?
Well, there's a real movement, Julie, to establish a federal tax credit, which would give rocket fuel to what's going on in states around education freedom and school choice. And it would also provide a vehicle for those in states that don't yet have state programs to have a vehicle to get funds to state scholarship granting organizations to help the kids and help the families that need it most. That's another area that our President Trump has been campaigning on, that many members of Congress have put their names to a bill called the CCA. There's other versions, but the goal being establishing a tax credit that would give a lot of range and flexibility to parents across the country.
The person who was succeeding you, Gail Cardonis, as the Secretary of Education, he put out a post on the X platform yesterday, Secretary DeVos, saying that if you eliminate the Department of Education, then children with disabilities will not get any education or funding for their special needs. And the Department of Education is making college more affordable and things like that. Can you respond to that? I mean, it seems like an interesting hill to die on there in terms of what you ask somebody, okay, what does the Department of Education do? I would think that the current secretary would have some different explanations, because a lot of that funding for special needs programs, states handle that as well. I'm sure they'd love to have more federal dollars to do it, but it's not like it's going to go away if the Department of Ed goes away.
No, the IDEA is a federal law that needs to be administered, and that is a way for helping children with special needs with disabilities. And that law would need to continue under any kind of a future iteration of what education does, but that could easily be handled by another agency if the Department of Education didn't exist. Both the Department of Justice and Health and Human Services have similarly situated programs that could easily administer that law and probably ensure those funds got more directly to the kids who need it, not get chewed up by a lot of agenda and regulatory processes within the federal education agency. So that's just a red herring. And again, the focus is got to be on kids and their needs, not on adults and their issues, which is exactly what the federal agency has done for 45 years, is a focus on not on kids, but on adults.
And by the way, as a parent with a child who has an IEP, Julie, I'll just throw it to you on this, but it's pretty rich, because I remember Secretary Cardonis was basically looking the other way as many of our special needs kids were neglected during the COVID pandemic.
It was unbelievable.
They did not get the services that they legally were required to receive, and so please don't Don't use my child's disability as a fig leaf to cover for your incompetence.
Yep, absolutely. I'm sorry, Julie, you
No. I want to hear your answer on that, but I do think it is so important for people, sort of post-COVID. So many people have forgotten, or we've just moved on, but it really is important to reflect on what happened during COVID and how those kids were sort of ignored.
At a time when the Department of Education should have been fighting for those students, but instead they fought for the bureaucracy.
Absolutely, and they had over $190 extra billion appropriated during the COVID years, specifically to help kids, and there's almost nothing to show for it. In fact, there is absolutely no effort to even demonstrate that the benefits to spending all that additional taxpayer money on behalf of kids. And you're so right that kids with disabilities suffered the most during the COVID years, and the kids who can least afford it were the ones that suffered greatly as well. And the whole thing was just a very upfront evidence of how little to nothing this federal agency and all of the bureaucrats and all of the resources have added or helped kids in their, at their most local and needful place.
We're running up against the clock here, but I just want to say thank you so much for all you've done for women and girls in sports. You have fought so hard to highlight this issue, to communicate the dangers of letting boys and men in women's sports. And I know what effort you've put into this, so thank you. And just quickly, do you feel positive about Title IX and the future of women's sports?
I do, and I think this next administration is going to get clarified very quickly what Title IX is actually for, and that's give women opportunities, equal opportunities to compete.
Secretary,
that's all you've done.
Yes, thank you. Secretary of have you had any communications or advising and discussions with the transition team at all? Do you see yourself as potentially...
We'd like you to close the department.
Yeah, that would be sweet justice, I think, for you to be able to be the one to turn out the lights.
Look, I want nothing more than a second-term President Trump to be successful in the policies that he has been promoting around education, and that we're part of the first administration goals. And I hope that can happen.
All right, we'll leave it there. Betsy DeVos, thank you so much. Always a great conversation.
Thanks, Larry. Thank you, Julie.
It's 7:15 WMAL traffic and weather every 10 minutes. First on the 5s with Jamie Wynn and the Indeed Perfect Penny Traffic Center. Jamie, we should get this out of the way. Have you had any conversations with the Trump transition team about any cabinet positions?
I can't reveal that just yet.
Okay, Secretary of Transportation, Jamie Wynn.
Surprises. All right, here we go. And no surprise now at the 14th Street Bridge because the crash is gone. So 395 northbound, it's just that normal delay we're back to get you onto the freeway. Be careful though at Shirlington. We still have that two-car crash, right shoulder after Glebe Road. Boy, a lot of beltway delays really stacking up. In fact, to the Wilson Bridge, we're almost back to Route 5, Branch Avenue, with your travel lanes reported open and the crash out of Brandywine cleared at the northbound 5301 school. So just the stop and go to get your bus there. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
We have sunny skies today with highs around the low 50s, and then tonight increasing clouds with the overnight lows down to 35 in some areas. Tomorrow cloudy, looking at some rain with highs reaching up into around 54 degrees. And then Friday lingering showers in the morning, then clearing with highs in the mid-50s. Right now, we've reached 38 degrees at 7:17.
WMAL.
Making sense of the news. Live from the Home Paramount Pest Control Studios.
Home Paramount, the leader in pest control since 1939.
Need a new roof? Go to homeroofing.com. Get your free estimate today.
Need a new roof? Respect and trust your home with Valor. Visit valorhome.com.
Julie Dunlop, we're following up here on a story that I know you reached there while we were going with Anton Spikowski. This is the scandal now that... validates exactly one of the complaints that campaign platform, saying that FEMA was ignoring and only helping those that were, aligned with them politically. New York Times fact-checked that, by the way, and said that it was false. Well, it was true, and the woman who was fired for here's why she was fired, by the way, because she put it in writing and left a paper trail. Her name is Marnie Washington, and she has broken her silence about this. And I regret to inform you that this scandal is worse than we first thought, because the FEMA would have you think that it was just Marnie Washington going rogue and letting her political beliefs invade the actual aid work that FEMA is supposed to be doing. But no, she reveals that this was system-wide.
Stated that I was fired. They all alleged that these actions were made on my own recognizance and that it was for my own political advances. However, if you look at the record, there is what we call a community trend, and unfortunately it just so happened that the political hostility that was encountered by my team, and I was on 2 different teams during this deployment, they just so happened to have the Trump campaign signage. FEMA always preaches avoidance first and then de-escalation. So this is not isolated. This is a colossal event of avoidance, not just in the state of Florida, but you will find avoidance in the Carolinas. Senior leadership will lie to you and tell you that they do not know. But if you ask the DSA crew leads and specialists what they are experiencing in the field, they will tell you. Demand for FEMA to give you those incident reports.
Colossal avoidance was the term used.
Yeah, I have a couple thoughts on this. First of all, this Marnie Washington is no hero. Let's not turn her into a hero.
She's not a whistleblower.
Yeah, she's not a whistleblower. First of all, stop with the whistleblower baloney. She didn't blow any whistles until she was caught. And again, she's stupid enough to put this in writing. Secondly, I think that we're going to see here, and I've already seen it, is they're going to blame Trump supporters. They're going to say, oh, well, these Trump supporters were hostile, right? They were threatening, right? So we had to, that is going to be the argument going forward.
Yep.
We're not going to let it stand. Because what they're talking about is that there are some people who said, we're not getting efficient work out of FEMA. You are not helping us. We are complaining. Right. And this is exactly what the left does with parents who complained during COVID, right? It's going to be the same playbook.
That's right. The narrative is going to be, well, they were met with hostility, and they noticed the hostility was coming from homes that had Trump signs, so they decided to avoid all the Trump signs. Okay,
that's right.
Let me just, because everyone will say, well, what if they were Kamala Harris signs? No, I got a better one for you. We were met with hostility, and the people who met us with hostility were black. So we decided to avoid any family that was black. How would that go over?
Yeah.
How would that go over? I'm sorry, you were met with hostility from people? Well, maybe they just lost their homes.
Yeah,
and it took you 4 days to get there.
Maybe when you close the schools for 18 months and kids are committing suicide, maybe I'm allowed to be angry about this. And the same goes for these people who were not getting the help they needed from FEMA. They're allowed to be angry.
This was institutionalized bigotry.
Yeah.
And they wrote off entire neighborhoods because there were Trump signs out front. They weren't hostile because they were Trump supporters, and they weren't Trump supporters because they were hostile. They may have been hostile because they were dealing with the frustration, anger, and fear of losing their home during a hurricane. And oh, by the way, they just happened to be Trump supporters as well. But for a government agency to just enact this policy of bigotry because of somebody's yard sign is absolutely unacceptable and frankly criminal. And they should be treated as such.
And really quickly, it's not like FEMA has this stellar reputation, okay? They are awful. They have been awful for decades. Inefficient, wasting money, not serving the people. FEMA has a reputation here.
And I think
they're living up to.
It needs to be clearly laid out here. It's not like you're hostile to the idea of FEMA. You actually used to interact with the FEMA agency.
I worked on disaster relief. I worked with FEMA. I worked at the American Red Cross, and it was deployed actually during Hurricane Katrina.
Right.
I have seen some there are great people, but boy, there are bad people in these agencies.
And yeah, you're right. She is no hero. But that said, She's angry that she's the one who's being scapegoated here. So you're right. Bring them all down. Bring them all down, Marnie.
Let's talk.
It's 7:23, and I want to tell you, Julie, about November, because it's Men's Health Month. And this is a time for men to be thinking about their health, and you should do what your doctor says. Get checked for men's cancers and other illnesses, obviously. But most importantly, lose that weight that your doctor and your wife has been asking you to lose, okay? And you want to do it with co-pair. That's how I lost my weight, and I know, Julie, this is an important issue for you.
That's how I lost my weight, and I will tell you that weight loss is key to being healthy. It clears up a lot of other issues. And I know there's a lot of men and women out there that are thinking, you know, boy, I just can't do this. Well, that's why I am part of the RX program at CoPair. It is a combination of medication and coaching that really helps you. It helps cut the urges, but it also, coaching helps guide you to relearn how to eat in your relationship with food. So CoPair is really key.
The secret sauce for weight loss is finding a program that works. It works for Julie. It worked for me. It worked for you, especially that CoPair RX program. They've helped 13,000 people, 3,000 WMAL listeners over the course of the last 8 years. Start your personalized plan right now. Call 855-888-0180 or go to coparehealth.com.
The richest diamond mines in the world are in Africa. That's the source for great diamonds, and it's where the Mervis family has explored for generations. In Botswana, ancient volcanoes still hold the world's finest diamonds. At Truckin Diamond Mine, these miracles of nature are expected in a gigantic mining operation. Massive trucks feverishly carry tons of diamond-bearing kryptonite rock to the crushing plant. I'm always in total awe when I inspect the vast activity at the mine. The Mervis Diamond importers, I'm running Mervis. We go to the ends of the globe to bring you the world's finest diamonds. We proudly display more diamonds in Washington than anyone. By eliminating the middlemen, Mervis offers value that others cannot. Mervis means diamonds. For your diamond and the greatest collection of Tacori and Veragio designer rings, meet Mervis Diamond importers. Financing is available. Appointments are preferred. To learn more, call 1-800-HER-LOVE or visit mervisdiamonds.com. Again, that's 1-800-HER-LOVE or go to mervisdiamonds.com.
7:25 now, WMAL traffic and weather every 10 minutes. First on the 5. There should be wind in the deep carbonating traffic center.
All right, a lot of heavy volume now getting into the rush hour. Baltimore, Washington Parkway, though, heads up for the crash reported southbound, south of the airport exit, south of I-195 before 100. On 100, that's slow each direction just to merge onto southbound 95. So again, just that delay on the increase there. And Albany, southbound Georgia Avenue approaching 108 with the stop and go, but nothing reported there. But we were filling in those delays almost back to Route 5 to the Wilson Bridge. Heavy in Landover and jammed out a little bit to Silver Spring. Now from garage door repair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
One of the coldest mornings of the season. A few neighborhoods starting off around that freezing mark. We're going to be seeing cool afternoon highs in the middle 50s, so a little bit below average with lighter winds than yesterday. We will start to see some high clouds rolling in late this afternoon and this evening from west to east as our next weather maker approaches. We will see clouds thickening through the overnight hours, and it'll be cloudy tomorrow with rain that'll be moving in after lunchtime. Rain continuing through Thursday afternoon and Thursday night. Could see about a half inch to an inch of much needed rain. I'm 7 News meteorologist Eileen Whalen.
Thanks, Eileen. Right now it is 38 degrees at 7:26. This report is Capital One on the Tyson. Capital One on the Tyson State.
6 miles, exit 163.
With holiday programming including the Nutcracker, Candles, Messiah, and more. The Capital One Holiday family entertainment destination.
Left side.
For tickets and information, visit CapitalOneHall.com.
Hey, it's Vince. Did you know that healthy smiles start at the Cascade Center for Dental Health? I'm here with my dentist, Dr. R from Cascades, where personalized care is at the heart of everything they do. Their experienced and compassionate staff are dedicated to providing stress-free dental care with a focus on your comfort and convenience. Dr. R, please tell us more.
It offers a comprehensive exam, allowing us to assess your unique needs and design a customized dental wellness program. Whether you need routine cleanings or advanced treatments, the Cascade Center for Dental Health offers a full range of services. We address everything from fear of the dentist with sedation dentistry to gum disease, tooth decay, deep cleans, surgical treatments, and full mouth restorations with our Cascades One hybrid implant system. We provide everything your family needs for healthy smiles.
That's all true. I know firsthand. Listen, you can learn more about the Cascade Center for Dental Health in Berg, Sterling, and Centerville. Just visit Cascades1.com. That's Cascades1.com. Need a new roof? Honor, respect, trust your home to Valor Roofing. Hey, it's Vince. Right now, all Valor Roofing customers save big with 50% off. Plus, make no payments until 2026. Visit ValorHome.com.
Time for Chapter 3 of WMAL's Military Medicine Minute, covered by Humana Military and supported by the Friends of Uniformed Services, University of the Health Sciences. So I bet you love to engage in outdoor activities during the winter, right? Braving the cold for the things you love. When we go out for winter work or sports, we wear multiple layers and combinations of natural and synthetic clothing, right? And we do this because of the research of the military and medical officers of the Army and Navy who work with soldiers and Marines. From the Aleutian Islands to Northern Europe and then to the Korean Peninsula, Americans fought in brutal winters, and sometimes more men were lost to the weather than to the enemy. A research effort led by Army Dr. Kenneth Orr in Korea led to a better understanding of cold injury and guided efforts to prevent it by Army and Marine Corps quartermasters, work that continues to this day. So if you're warm when appropriately dressed outside this winter, thank military medicine. To learn more, visit WMAL.com/military medicine, and thank you to Humana Military for the continued commitment and dedication to serving our active duty military veterans and their families.
WMAL FM, Woodbridge, Washington, our Cumulus Media Station.
Breaking sense of news.
News Talk 5.9.
News now.
WML News.
Good move. Just watch them.
John Matthews breaking this morning. Special counsel Jack Smith does not plan to stick around to be fired by Donald Trump once he takes office. Smith is planning to wrap up his investigative work and resign along with other members of his team before Inauguration Day. That according to new reporting this morning by the New York Times, which says Smith does not want to leave any significant work for others to complete, that he wants to stay ahead of Mr. Trump's promise to fire him within 2 seconds of being sworn in. Any prosecutions that would have been handled by Smith or his team were likely rendered results of the last election. Fox News has Pete Hegseth is the latest new member of the Trump 2.0 cabinet. He comes aboard as Secretary of Defense.
The president-elect says of Hegseth, nobody fights harder for the troops, and Pete will be a courageous and our peace troops. He's also put out a statement tonight that reads, Pete Hegseth has been an exceptional host on Fox Friends and Fox Nation, his media, and wish him the best of luck in Washington.
Fox News Tasha Hasney. More than 10,000 professional construction tools going on the auction block this weekend in Howard County.
We first told you about this case earlier this year. More than 18,000 stolen tools were recovered across Maryland, Virginia, and Pennsylvania. 52-year-old Jose Aceves of Jessup, Maryland, has been charged with felony theft. Police were able to identify some of the theft victims and return some of the stolen property. But the other items, they will be auctioned off this Saturday in West Virginia.
Melanie Hastings, Dow futures down 112 points, NASDAQ futures down 42. Sports, the Cavs reunite with Lars Eller, a member of their 2018 Stanley Cup team. They trade a pair of draft picks to the Penguins to get him. College hoops, GW wins, Navy loses. Up next, traffic and weather on WMAL.
Your business needs a networking account. Comcast Business has you covered with Wi-Fi backup to help keep your business up and running, even when your power goes out.
Everybody in the warehouse good?
Let's grow. Wi-Fi's up. Let's power on.
It's from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Pretty trippy, Dad. By the way, my warehouse on Wi-Fi's fine. Let's power on.
Power on with the leader in connectivity.
Outside ain't moving at all. It's hands.
Keep your business connected with Comcast Business Internet and Wi-Fi backup. Or get started with reliable internet for $59.99 for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, try to get up to
There may be a different way to get back. I know on the way down it told me 15 was quicker. I just don't know how to get there.
customers always request committed with this internet. Equal and auto-pay required. Book tax and fees extra and subject to change.
Is your patio, sidewalk, or driveway cracked or uneven? Have you tripped or fallen as a result? Or are you worried about the liability of an uneven surface on your property? American Concrete Services can quickly help. Don't pay the high cost to tear out or replace your sidewalk, patio, driveway, or pool deck. American Concrete Services has an economical solution which can raise and stabilize your existing concrete at a fraction of the cost of full replacement with their environmentally friendly structural foam. With structural foam lift, there's no heavy equipment to cause damage to your property and no loud noises from jackhammering. Best of all, most repairs can be completed in just a few hours the same day. Have your entire patio, sidewalk, or driveway crack-free, safe, and level again. No job is too big or small. Call American Concrete Services now for your free estimate at 240-6655-665. That's 240-6655-665. Again, call 240-6655-665. Licensed in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. MHIC number 140530. Do I choose a Sleep Number Smart Bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler?
About 2 miles left on Hose Road.
Could you choose your ideal comfort on either side? Your sleep upsetting.
2 something.
50% on Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed. Plus special financing. Limited time. To learn more, visit one of our 15 Washington, D.C. Sleep Number stores or visit sleepnumber.com.
Shop Thanksgiving at Whole Foods Market. Get 365 by Whole Foods Market frozen whole turkey for $1.49 per pound with right through December 3rd. Roast this bird to golden perfection as your centerpiece. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
This report is sponsored by U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Prescriptions, co-pays, lab tests. Even with insurance, healthcare can cost thousands every year. But not for me, because I'm enrolled in VA Healthcare. My service was there. My benefits are now. Get what you earn. Visit choose.va.gov. Some veterans are eligible for flight criminal benefits.
Need garage door repair? GarageDoorRepair.com. Need garage door repair? Visit GarageDoorRepair.com. Hi, it's Chris Blanket. For more than 40 years, Overhead Door Company of Washington, D.C. has been the gold standard for service and repair. When you need garage door repair, GarageDoorRepair.com.
WMAL traffic and weather, Jamie Whitten in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
395 northbound, the cracks after Glebe Road sits to the right shoulder. VDOT trucks with it now slows to get by. Next set of delays jammed on the 14th Street Bridge. Freeways slow each direction. Those of you coming in from Gilbert's Corner this morning, inbound 50 slows before 15, and that takes you past Watson Road. 66 normal delays, but we're heavy at Manassas, again at Fair Oaks.
Half mile right side.
Parkway southbound on the brakes between I-195 and Hanover Road. It looks like that crash was moved to the shoulder. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast. We're going to be climbing into the middle 50s for daytime highs today. It's going to be a pretty looking November day with ample sunshine. Now heading into the evening overnight hours, clouds will thicken with lows in the 30s and 40s. Tomorrow, rain developing, especially after lunchtime. Rain for your Thursday afternoon and Thursday night. That'll wrap up early Friday morning. And we're a little milder for the weekend. I'm 7 News meteorologist Ivy Whalen.
Right now it is 33 in Lorton, 31 in Potomac, 38 at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now, on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
O'Connor and Company.
7:36 now on America's Morning Show. O'Connor and Company, WMAL. This 13th day of November, we've been covering the rapid pace of the Trump transition team, announcing multiple potential cabinet secretaries, including Pete Hegseth as defense secretary, getting a lot of attention. We just spoke with Betsy DeVos, the former education secretary, about the prospects of doing away with that department. Coming up at 8:05, we'll speak with your new border czar, Tom Homan. It's a busy morning. Julie Gunlock, thanks for being here with me.
A lot of facts, a lot of facts.
And our next guest, people think, oh, it's all said and done, everything's over, the election was last week. Well, there's another election that we need to be focusing on. It's happening later this morning. It has to do with the Senate leadership, and there's been a lot of discussion about which way the new majority of Republicans will go. Joining us now is Senator Ron Johnson, one of our faves out of the Badger state of Wisconsin. Senator Johnson, thanks for joining us, sir. There's a lot to sift through, and we're glad that you're here to sort of clarify what's going on in the Senate.
Both turn lanes. I thought this was too late.
Fox Road, then turn right onto Penable Drive.
Prior to our election recess, there was pretty much discussions about when we should hold this leadership race, and Kyle had only engineered it, but you would never have a challenge. Always the week after the election, so nobody people get a challenge. And so we discussed, should we delay it till December, on average, prior to the Kyle era, people wait about 30 days. It's not unusual to wait until the next Congress is actually sworn in to elect the majority leader, but we accomplished pretty well. That we need a new leader, need to give that person time to assemble a team and get ready to, really implement the Trump agenda. We all agree that we need to have this rush before Thanksgiving break. All of a sudden, right before leaving town, they announced the leadership elections would be on Wednesday. And, quite honestly, I thought we'd be back Monday, give us Tuesday to have reform that kind of stuff. We didn't come into Tuesday night, so we can, the blue side, we're going to hold at least the first votes, less than 24 hours till we got to town. Now, we have intense votes, but can't form last minute. We really did. They really, good discussion, good debate.
All right, buddy. I gotta use the bathroom, so I'm gonna be down here waiting on you.
10 for lot 7.
No matter what, I think that for a better leader, no matter as a team, but I'm a person for Scott, and the guy is unbelievably
Turn right, Penable Drive.
So Johnson, just a couple of quick process questions. Will the senators elect to be part of this body, or is it just the current sitting sworn-in senators who will be making this decision?
I believe it should be the senators elect. Okay, now, I haven't had that feeling concerned with things we might discuss. If that's not the case, I think there'd be a fair amount of objections. There would be all 53 people who will be serving in the next Congress. They will be going to leader.
In a second process, you said you're not happy with how this has been engineered. Who's doing the engineering? Is this still Leader McConnell who's setting this agenda?
It's my assumption. It's exactly Mitch McConnell's move. And this one he was never challenged. It was probably a risk not challenged him last time. But no, this will be my 8th leadership election. This is the first time we even had reforms like this. So normally we get back, man, you vote to re-elect Mitch McConnell. And the one that takes you to leadership that team is hunting. It was pretty obvious that people want a completely different leadership style and it's far more inclusive. But they actually passed the talent that does exist in the Congress. And not to bring surprises, let us know, have reform the Congress together, have strategy, theme, as opposed to the strategy just be delivered to us and, we have no time to keep bothering.
Senator, this was a landslide victory, won the popular vote as well, Trump did, and many Americans really want him to get things done. But in order to do that, he's got to get his people in place. And he has asked that recess appointments, that he's asked each of these senators up for majority leader to allow recess appointments. Do you think that will happen? I mean, the figures say it could take 3 years to get people in place if we don't if you all don't allow recess appointments. Is that going to happen?
Yeah, it sure sounded like last night that three candidates are committed to that if necessary, and they're private. Want to go through the process. After we get sworn in, we'll start holding hearings immediately on the nominees before President Trump is inaugurated, so that the moment of inauguration, we can begin voting on those individuals who have already had the confirmation hearings. So we'll try and speed this process along quite a bit, but again, it's everybody's committed. The president has to have this candidate in place to do the big things he's promised the American people.
Senator, one quick follow-up on that. You've had some people on the right, sort of a lot of never-Trumpers as well, who have been saying, no, Congress should not cede its authority to the executive, that by doing these recess appointments, that's somehow, weakening the institution of Congress. What do you say to that?
First of all, I think it's absurd that the Senate has to confirm the number of people we have to be demanded to confirm. I can see a couple hundred, the main cabinet post. I mean, for instance, Democratic Republicans should have the capability of installing through government the people that are going to carry out this agenda. This is absurd that we're over 1,000. I would do a deal tomorrow with Democrats. Say, look, let's cut this back and give every president the ability to staff his administration. And by the way, I don't like being PR, the HR firm, the administration. I mean, as a community member, nomination after nomination after nomination, it's silly. Hold the president accountable for the people he appoints to these positions.
Well said. Senator Ron Johnson's our guest of Wisconsin. Two other quick questions on the leadership votes. Number one, was it discussed last night whether this should no longer be a secret ballot, or will it continue to be secret, sir?
Well, my guess that's not something that's going to change. Obviously, I'm supportive of the constituents calling in. Republican senator, they would like to see that Republican senator vote for. I'm obviously being very transparent. I'm supporting Rick Scott. The other senators want to do the same thing. Tell their constituents, this is who I'm voting for.
And may I say, the knock against Rick Scott that I've heard is that, one of the functions of the majority leader that Mitch McConnell did succeed at, I think, was raise a lot of money for people to get reelected. That's how we continue to have support, right? That's my understanding. And when Rick Scott was the leader of the 2022 Senate Election Committee, the money did not get raised as much as they had hoped. And let's face it, 2022 was not the year people were hoping with regard to Senate victories. How do you respond to that?
I think an awful lot of what was said about Rick as NRC chair, and I give him a lot of credit for getting me reelected. I think it's just a simple lie planted by McConnell. In all honesty, I think Rick did a phenomenal job at NRC. I think what happened in 2022 is the abortion issue overrode good work that Rick Scott did. And McConnell used that to, again, McConnell's obviously not a fan of Rick Scott because Rick Scott has challenged him. I mean, McConnell was very vindictive. He pulled Rick Scott and Mike Lee out of Congress, even though they were the two most active members on the Congress committee. So again, that vindictiveness, that one-man dictatorship, that leadership style was completely repudiated last night. And I'm looking forward to, no matter who wins this time, it'll be a far more inclusive conference, far more collaborative.
Ron Johnson of Wisconsin, thank you so much, sir. It's a hot topic, and
forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
It's Jackson Carter here at for lot 7. Trusses. Put them in the street and we don't do it. They go. Hello.
This is Javier. It's got a missed call.
Yeah, it's Carter. I got Trusses for lot 7.
Okay, yeah, you can, if you can put them on the street. Just try to keep them close to the curb.
Okay.
On the sides, and then just make sure you, if possible, don't block the entrance into that lot.
Right. How about if I put them on the grass about it next to your silk fence? Would that be better for you?
Either or. I mean, if it's on the street, as long as cars can pass through,
Right,
that's
right.
fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll take care of it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
we have come to our destination. We're in Lorton, Virginia. And just to give you a little idea here. Let's see. That's the house right there. We bring in Trusses too. So we're pretty much gonna put them on the street. And that's gonna be it. So let me put you back in there. Oh, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna drop them on the street. Drop them on the street. Alright, you doing wheels? Yeah, I better pull them. Yeah, as long as we don't block that entrance. What? As long as we don't block the entrance, we'll put them right here. Yeah.
Pull up a little bit on them. Straighten out.
Alright, we're gonna put them on this side of the driveway.
Okay.
drop them stones.
All right.
Drop it there, it's going to run right into the stones. Good. Should be good. Dump it there or raise it more?
I'll let it go.
Let it go?
Hey, I'm gonna get turned around real quick.
Busted the bottom one.
I don't care.
I didn't think so. Just want to drop the let you know.
Thank you, buddy.
Give me a minute, I'll figure out how to get out of here.
All right.
Head south on Pennawell Drive toward Franks Point Lane. This route avoids a slowdown and crashes on I-495 North. You are on the fastest route. You should reach your destination by 9:49 a.m.
Okay, appreciate you guys coming by to Jackson Truckin, whatever we call when we are not flying. Sorry about all the traffic today, but it's a pain in the ass. Anyway, somebody else is building a new home over here. We will do it again soon. What? Let's go 95. The next place is an hour away, hour and 10 minutes. The next one's an hour and 10 minutes.
With respect to reason, with respect to public service.
Director Caitlin Tice optimistic thanks to local funding initiatives passing on election day in various cities.
We might have to straddle that. Might have to go over the curve a little bit.
Tice expects to get a better read as appointees reach their posts. Scotland on WMAL and WMAL.com.
For at least the fourth time in the past year, Prince George's County Animal Shelter has been hampered by dogs getting sick.
Staff at the Prince George's County Animal Adoption Center are working to identify and then stop that illness. We're told this is not spreading to other animals. The officials say overcrowding at the shelter is leading to an uptick in disease. They're asking anyone interested in fostering dogs that are not sick. Please reach out.
Everything is got to do with checking your money down. Futures falling down. They're down 89 points. Nasdaq futures down 58. Sports. Cavs reunite with Lars Eller, the center for their 2018 Stanley Cup team. They traded a pair of draft picks to the Penguins to get him. College hoops, George Washington wins, Navy loses. Up next, traffic and weather.
For a local news source you can trust,
Visit WMAL.com. Thank you for that.
get the day's top stories.
WMAL shows.
Access our podcast, our news, and more.
WMAL.com.
Making sense of your
I think they got great language in there.
Alright, we're done that one. We're going to get back to Hagerstown now
Longevity Center, because
for a
my
second
cardiologist told him having this exam saved his life.
Because somehow 20 turned into 40, and now I need to take my health more seriously. The Princeton Longevity Center designed a program to keep me healthy and active, so 50 and 60s will be no sweat. Because even though the cholesterol is high, it turned out my arteries are clear. That's a big relief.
Coming out.
You need the Princeton Longevity Center. Their comprehensive combines the latest technology and experts to create your personal stay well with a short life to live. 14 benefits under Princeton Longevity Center.
Walking left side, can't see shit. Running.
Call 888-8000 PLC or PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. Call 888-8000 PLC. That's 888-8000 PLC.
Water heater not heating. Call Alltech Services and we'll guarantee same-day installation of your water heater. Will you also have pay for free? Visit callalltech.com for details. All seasons, all systems, Maryland 95 into going through Laurel to crash. Northbound moving into 175 along the left side. Stop and go delays now before you get to 216. Southbound 95 after 212 slows to merge on each loop. Beltway 270 southbound Montrose Road. That's where the crash. Local lanes. Loudoun County hang on major delays building here through Gilbert's Corner now. Aldi, the crash closes eastbound 50 near Watson Road. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast. It's going to be ample sunshine and after highs that'll get into the 50s probably once the sun sets. Temperatures falling into the 40s into the 30s. Cloudy skies tomorrow as our next weather paper approaches. We'll see rain to mountain
Left at the light.
Friday, as we get into the weekend, we drive highs in the upper 60s.
Right now it is 37 in Fort Belvoir, 36 in Hyattsville, 39 at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews, News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Workhouse Road.
5.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
It is 8:06 as a hiring company. Great to be back here after a couple of days off. Julie Dunlop, thanks for the torch lit along with Hans Mons Pikoski over the last couple of days.
Hans and I had a lot of fun. Hans is so great. But we missed you much.
Fine as being here, and we're certainly trying to catch up on this news cycle. We spoke with Frederick County Sheriff Chuck Jenkins, who is back on those bogus federal charges against him on some sort of gun violation has been dropped, so he is raring to go and continuing to keep the people of Frederick County safe. We spoke with Betsy DeVos, former Education Secretary. We also just spoke with Senator Ron Johnson on the Senate Majority Leader vote. But I've really been looking forward to our next conversation. He is your brand new appointed border sealer, friend of this program, former acting ICE director. He is Tom Homan. Boy, talk about being the center of the storm, Tom Homan. Everyone's talking about you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. You see that. A lot of it's bad, but you know, I think I can. I don't care what people think about me. I'm going to do the right thing for this country and do the more.
Well, what's interesting to me is the criticisms of you, if you really boil it down, is that you are promising to enforce the law. That's really what it is. The law, as it's written on the books, suggests that the border should be kept secure and the people who are in this country illegally, who are criminals, should be deported. That's what you're promising to do. So it's revealing, number one, that they're angry that the president is actually making good on a fundamental promise of his campaign. And number two, that promise is to just enforce the law.
Continue on Workhouse Road for half a mile.
Where was Lorton headed this morning?
I don't know, Jay. True.
Well, and
I think he's got Mark as an escort.
Your career in law enforcement and specifically on the border and other immigration issues. So I got to ask you, there's issues here, and the first is securing the border. The second is the deportation.
Oh yeah, he was sitting empty at the ACT.
Country. On the border, how quickly can this be turned around? The border secure. Do you need to wait for the remain in Mexico policy to be put back in place? If you don't get that in place, does that mean we're going to have this pile up at the border of people trying to get in, waiting to get in, and then you...
It looked like he was running a new trailer.
No, that was a flatbed.
Okay. Left in 1 mile. And I'll come get you at the yard because of them Jersey walls.
So it's kind of have to be able to try to get things in place. It's going to take some time, but it's going to be a lot quicker than it was the first time. And I think next year we'll first come next year, we're going to do it, but we got a big president, any action, President Trump. Well, President Trump really late for night, the badass president. He's going to put America first. He's going to force people to do the right thing.
Tom, 32,000 migrant children went missing under the Biden administration, and Kristi Noem has been named as DHS secretary, and this would seems to be something that DHS needs to focus on. But I mean, what is the administration going to do to try to track down these children? This is something that really concerns all Americans, particularly women, though. I will say this resonates with women. How will this new administration even go about trying to find these children?
You know, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. I talk about this every year that do this. Never seems to make the cut, you know, because they all want the mass deportation, you know, removing grandmothers and so forth, which is garbage. Look, I've said it numerous times, President Trump, on top of the prioritization of deportation operations, securing the border, another priority is fine. And it's over 300,000 children that they got.
Sorry, yes, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry. I got that.
We'll not be doing is we're once President comes to office, he's going to demand the records from HHS, find out, okay, who are these children, listed by grandparents, and where did you release them? Who did you release them to? So we got to get those records. Maybe the proper way. It's going to be difficult. I'll tell you right now, the least this is required.
Use the left lanes to turn left onto the I-95 North ramp.
I promise you, some of these children are forced labor. Some of these children are forced sex trafficking. Some of these children are like pedophiles. They're living a life of hell.
Merge onto I-95 North.
They can't actually parent. So I feel good at targeting using modern technology. Usually good for the database. Everybody has a footprint, right? About these children. It's going to be a difficult job. We'll give it 100% effort.
All right, let's go back to traffic again.
It's going to start sponsors. You should have a footprint, but who knows? So it's going to be a big task, but it's something that President Trump is committed to, because saving these children should be the number one priority.
We're speaking with Tom Homan. He is the newly appointed. Right. Tom Homan, thank you for that and feeding into that. And it also sort of leads to the next question, which is obviously part of the issue here is sort of what's drawing individuals from crossing the border illegally, why they're coming here in the first place. A lot of that has to do with benefits and the payouts that they're getting in terms of food and shelter, et cetera, but they're also seeking jobs and they're finding jobs. Does it fall under your purview as border czar to work with Homeland Security and the Justice Department to go after employers who are violating the law by giving jobs to people who should not be here in this country, and who are probably also violating identity theft laws by having fake Social Security cards and fake identification so that they can fill out their I-9 forms?
I'm not here to say I don't care about traffic. You're right. Yeah. You need to understand. Where do we find most victims of forced labor? Where do we find out which ones? Where there's a captain plane, or there's some South firemen coming for forced prostitution. That's where we rescue most victims of forced labor. So yeah, we're going to part of forced labor. Where's the victims of trafficking? We're also government did that time. And people need to understand, I've done this a long time. The majority of people don't hire they hire them working hard. They're not coming to competition. Companies that have graduate citizens, that's what it's all about. When I say, I have a call. I went to this company, so I have one guarantee in the workforce. And I got a real citizen bottom which on the side. And so she said 20 year citizen employees. You want to shut a trickle down the firearm employees. He's paying them $25,000 for a good. Well, he's competing with other people that are competing for the same contract. They're going to go in and give them $10. So you could win a contract when you laid off 20 U.S. citizen employees. That is one example of something happening 1,000 times a day across this country.
And you've actually got these college-educated liberals who signaled their virtue by going on television saying, well, it's going to cost more to cut our lawns and to pick strawberries, not realizing, or maybe fully realizing, that they're enforcing exploitation of this cheap labor that's being farmed across so that they can, save some money on getting their lawn work done. It's absolutely, and we're the bad guys, Tom Homan, for actually wanting to enforce the law.
Here's what you understand. You think you're helping, you don't care about the things that are I'm not having all the home. You're just trying to better life. It's all somebody home. There's nothing wrong with that. Let me be clear. What you call it, innocent illegal alien, what this administration does is cause the crisis so big with innocent illegal aliens that they overrun the border control, where the majority of border control fall under control. And what happens then? 10,000 across the children border than Americans. Sex trafficking bring them children up 600%. A record 246 marriages being arrested. A record number of getaways over 2 million. Yet you need to understand this innocent illegal immigration that you talk about causes other bad things for the be the humanitarian mission. That's the development. So I look at what's going on happening. Illegal immigration is not a victimistic crime. You got to understand, 21% each one that makes this journey here great. People that die every day crossing that river. Children can touch this over. Illegal immigration is not a victimist crime.
Tom Holman, your new border czar. We're excited to have you back in our town here in Washington, D.C. Please keep your head on a swivel. Make sure we got your back. You're always welcome here if you need to get the word out. And I don't know if you heard me mention it. We had Sheriff Chuck Jenkins of Frederick County earlier, and he wanted us to send his regards to you. He's looking forward to working with you, sir.
Sheriff Jenkins was there to page you. Thank God for him.
Tom Holman, thank you, sir. Good talking with you. It's 8:17. Let's get to our Secretary of Transportation, Jamie Whitten, and the Deep Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Yes, and I don't know, but did you all get the memo? Nobody is telecommuting today. It is just, I know, it is so slow everywhere. We have tons of delays, but a couple of our real problem spots because of accidents. Let's first start in Maryland. If you're heading through Laurel and into Jessup, the crash, northbound 95, right at the exit for 175. I'm still watching this in the two center lanes. Delays are from before 216. Let's go Loudoun County, where again, traffic is stopped, no change, eastbound 50. If you're coming out of Albany and into Gilbert's Corner, it is not moving to get past the crash at Watson Road. Now, police at the scene now are saying they're going to try to alternate traffic using the eastbound lane, so it'll take a while to get through their plan accordingly. Now, from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Mostly sunny today with highs up to 55 degrees. Tonight, increasing clouds, overnight lows as low as 35 in some areas. Tomorrow, cloudy areas of rain with highs reaching 54, and then Friday, lingering showers in the morning, then clearing in the afternoon with highs in the mid-50s. Right now, we're at 40 degrees at 8:18.
WMAL.
Making sense of the news.
Live
from the Home Paramount Pest Control Studios.
Home Paramount, the leader in pest control since 1939.
Upgrade to a new walk-in shower from Long Baths. Call now to get your free estimate today.
Like we've been talking all morning about various appointments and announcements for the new Trump cabinet. We forgot to mention Representative Lee Zeldin now officially going to EPA. That's big. Kristi Noem now officially going to Homeland Security. I hope a top priority is to find out what's going on at FEMA and the discrimination against Trump supporters in having contact with FEMA.
Keep her away from the dogs, but yes. Sorry.
Low-hanging fruit. Mike Huckabee, the ambassador to Israel, is fantastic. John Ratcliffe is now going to be the director of the CIA. But everyone on the left, the ire, is focused on Pete Hegseth, now nominated for the Secretary of Defense. He is, of course, a 20-year veteran of the United States Army and toured in combat in Afghanistan, in Iraq, as well as in Gitmo for a time, two-time Bronze Star awardee. But he's being reduced on cable news as a Fox News host. That's the entirety of his resume, neglecting to point out also that he graduated from Princeton and Harvard and has been a stalwart advocate for vets. I'll be honest, I didn't see this coming. I was surprised by it. I looked twice at it. I've got people who have military experience who are on both sides of the coin here. Some think it's great. Some are like very quizzical and concerned about it. I'll say this. All the right people are angry.
Yes.
Number one. Number two, he did not make any money in the defense industry, which I think is a breath of fresh air here, and could be very important in the critical role that they're asking him to do. And number three, I've got an open mind. I'd like to see what he has to say.
And I'm really excited also about the Department of DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, which is going to be run by Musk and Vivek. I just, if I could just take a moment though, one thing I'm very confused about, and look, I am excited about so many, all of the appointees so far. I'm really excited about this. I'm a little bit confused about Rick Grinnell, who we still haven't heard anything about if he's going to be appointed to any positions. Talk about loyalty and effectiveness. Rick Grinnell is probably the most effective member of the first Trump administration. So I'm a little bit confused about that.
I am as well, and I make no secret, I think we've spoken about it on the air, that I consider Ambassador Grinnell a friend, and I'm trying to stay objective about this. He obviously was a perfect candidate to be Secretary of State. He has been incredibly loyal to President Trump and campaigned tirelessly. Yes. I mean, I think he changed residence to Michigan for the last 8 weeks of the campaign, and there is something very curious about this, that the name of Marco Rubio was leaked to the New York Times as Secretary of State. I didn't see any of the other leaks come through the New York Times. All the other leaks, if there were any, like Hegseth wasn't leaked at all. Some of the leaks came through either CNN or Wall Street Journal. This is the only one that I know of went to the New York Times. And this is the only one that was leaked and then has not been confirmed. Within 24 hours.
Nothing, crickets. Yep.
One wonders, listen, things are leaked for a reason. And one wonders if either this was leaked by the Rubio team to sort of accelerate the process and box the commander-in-chief in, which would not be a smart idea if anyone knows Donald Trump. Or it was leaked by the Trump team to see how it goes over. And I don't think it's gone over well with a lot of the, loyal Trump community. I have not heard specifically one way or the other about where this stands. We'll continue to watch. Marco Rubio as Secretary of State would definitely sort of be an outlier compared to some of the other nominees. Like you look at some of the other names and say, yeah, that makes sense, that makes sense. And I'm not saying that he would be a bad Secretary of State. I'm just saying it doesn't fit with the other announcements that's been made.
Yeah, it really doesn't. Just quick, just to finish this up, it also just does not make sense to a lot of people who watched Rick Grinnell both work in Germany, what he did in Germany, but also his just constant loyalty to Trump. It is a head scratcher.
And his public statements over the last several years that fucking bottom is broken. Yes. And somebody needs to come in and fix the permanent diplomatic class. I have not heard Marco Rubio make those statements. And I think Marco Rubio is an accomplished senator. He's got a great accomplishments as the from Florida. It doesn't even compare to Rick Grinnell's resume on the foreign stage and on the diplomatic scene. And let's not also forget he was acting director of national intelligence. He knows many of the problems that exist right now in our intelligence community, and that's going to be a part of the Secretary of State's job as well.
Yeah, I know you get in trouble with you because of the clock here, but I will also say another reformer that isn't being talked about is Kash Patel. He talked about cleaning out the FBI. My goodness, he would do an awesome job.
Well, I have no doubt that Kash Patel's name is going to be announced sometime very soon. And Rick Grinnell's, by the way. The question is, what will their jobs be? It's 8:24. Listen, if dental care has been weighing heavy on your mind for longer than you care to admit, I have the answer to your needs. Dr. Rob, Dr. Deb, and Bethesda Sedation Dentistry. I know how you feel. For years, I had a big fear of the dentist. I found out about Bethesda Sedation Dentistry, and they take care of my dental needs because they're compassionate, they're non-judgmental, even if you've been away from the dentist for years. And if that's not enough to sort of get you over the hump here and finally take care of your dental needs, well, here's the best reason of all. They care deeply about the Fisher House Foundation, so much so that they'll donate $100 to Fisher House for every new patient visit this month. So call Bethesda Sedation Dentistry today. It's the first step for you to have a beautiful, pain-free smile, and it's also going to help support Fisher House. The number is 301-530-2434, 301-530-2434, or BethesdaSedationDentistry.com.
6:25 now, WMEL traffic and weather every 10 minutes. First on the fives, here's Jamie Whitman, the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Loudoun County, no change with the serious crash closing eastbound 50 as you come out of Aldi and Gilbert's Corner. Eastbound 50 closed at Watson Road. They're going to try to alternate some traffic using the westbound lane, so hang tight there or try to avoid. 395 still pretty solid most of the way Beltway to the 14th Street Bridge and into town. Into Jessup, we're jammed with the crash. Northbound 95 as you approach 175. Still 2 lanes blocked with the incident. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
One of the coldest mornings of the season. A few neighborhoods starting off around that freezing mark. We're going to be seeing cool afternoon highs in the middle 50s, so a little bit
below average with lighter winds than yesterday. We will start to see some high clouds rolling in late this afternoon and this evening from west to east as our next weather maker approaches. We will see clouds thickening through the overnight hours, and it'll be cloudy tomorrow with rain that'll be moving in after lunchtime. Rain continuing through Thursday afternoon and Thursday night. Could see about a half-inch to an inch of much-needed rain. I'm 7 News meteorologist Eileen Whalen.
Thanks, Eileen. Right now it is 38 degrees in Reagan National at 8:26.
This report is sponsored by Melwood. Donate your car at melwood.org. Support people with disabilities and spread holiday cheer by donating your unwanted vehicle to Melwood. Donating is fast, free, and easy. Visit melwood.org/radio or call 1-877-MELWOOD for more information.
Tis the season for family and friends to drag mud, germs, and allergens across your beautiful rugs and carpets. Does your family deserve a home for the holidays? For a festively hygienic refresh, you need Hadid. Make your home or office warm, healthy, and clean for the holidays with Hadid carpet cleaning. The Hadid difference is traditional methods coupled with modern technology for a deep-down pureness that can't be matched. With Hadid's expert repair and restoration, your treasured rugs are revitalized to almost new condition, no matter the size, age, or value. Save even more rugs that qualify with Hadid's expert for less. Call today and take advantage of 10% of all in-plant rug cleaning just in time for your holiday gathering. To make your season bright, visit joehadid.com today.
If you stand on it, we stand behind.
You think our country's going in the right direction, or does it feel like everything's falling apart? If you're a bit concerned, you're not alone. In fact, Americans from all walks of life have taken action to prepare for whatever's coming next. And that starts with having an emergency food supply. Storing food in your home is the right thing to do, because we're living in crazy times, which explains why so many people are preparing. Right now, you can get ready too with a 3-month emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. It comes with delicious foods like creamy stroganoff, honey wheat bread, and mushroom rice pilaf, all offering over 2,000 calories every day. Our food kit lasts up to 25 years. Who knows what our country will look like then? But when that day comes, you'll be ready. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com now to order your 3-month emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com right now.
Hi, this is Doug Williams, Super Bowl 22 MVP. Throughout my career, I've had my share of pain, but no one needs to live their life in pain. The Good Feet store personally fit arch support for your feet that are engineered to relieve foot, knee, and back pain. When I found the Good Feet store, I found the support I needed for my feet. Good Feet arch support helped relieve my foot and back pain and let me get back to living the life I love. I don't go a day without my Good Feet arch support. Stop by your nearest Good Feet store today for a free personalized fitting. Don't take my word for it. See the difference Good Feet arch support can make for you. Go to goodfeet.com to find a store nearest you and book your appointment or stop in today. Tell them Doug sent you.
The Good Feet store has locations across Greater DC and Baltimore. Visit goodfeet.com to book your appointment today or stop by the store nearest you. I'm Jonathan Cotton, and we look forward to seeing you at the Good Feet store.
WMALFM Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus Media Station.
Making sense of the news. News now.
Special counsel appointed to investigate Donald Trump's role in the January 6th attack and the classified documents in his Mar-a-Lago home. He's planning to wrap up his work and resign before the president-elect takes office. That, according to reporting this morning by the New York Times, said Smith does not want to leave any significant work for others to complete and that he wants to stay ahead. Mr. Trump's promise would fire him within 2 seconds of being sworn in. Any prosecutions that would have been handled by Smith or his team were likely rendered moot by the results of last week's election. In the midst of a busy week for President-elect Trump, an important meeting today in D.C.
First week, House Republicans before heading back to the White House for a meeting with President Biden and Barack Obama. So Biden is expected to lobby Trump on a number of domestic foreign policies, including his commitment to Ukraine and a ceasefire in Gaza. But the Biden administration says his top message will be ensuring his commitment to a peaceful transfer
DC Council member Trayon White attended a council meeting Tuesday.
The DC Council met yesterday, and that marked the first time that Councilmember Trayon White was in this building, the Wilson building here. His decisive lead election campaign less than 3 months after he was arrested. The FBI, the U.S. Attorney's Office, alleges White agreed to accept $156,000 to steer city contracts toward specific businesses.
7 News' John Gonzalez waits in court for a status hearing today on that bribery charge. The Dow futures down 92 points, NASDAQ futures down 55. In sports, the Cavs reunite with a member of their 2018 championship team. They trade a pair of draft picks to the Penguins and get center Lars Eller. College hoops, George Washington beats North Carolina A&T. Navy falls to Ryder. Up next, traffic and weather.
Hey, it's Vincent. Like many of you, I don't want glasses. I had them my whole life. I never liked how they rolled on me, but I couldn't see a thing without them. I wanted LASIK, but I wasn't sure who I could trust. And then I discovered Holzman Laser Vision. Let me tell you, Dr. Holzman and his team are experts in LASIK. I really felt like a valued patient and not just another customer on the LASIK assembly line. In my consultation, they thoroughly explained LASIK, answered all of my questions, and they determined I would be a good candidate for surgery. It was short and painless and life-changing. My vision was 2015, the very next day. My friends, if you want sharp vision without contacts or glasses, even reading glasses, visit Holzman Laser Vision. They're a proud partner of the Washington Capitals and your solution for vision correction. Online at drholzman.com. That's drholzman.com.
Are you a business leader considering a new credit card and spend management system? You could stick with the old school process. Multiple systems that work against each other and create more work for you. Or you could try Ramp. Ramp helps businesses manage their finance operations with a corporate card and spend management software that includes accounting automation, vendor payments, travel booking, and more, all in one platform. Whether you're a startup, a small business, or have thousands of employees, Ramp's intuitive software gives you maximum control over spend. Ramp's smart tools enforce compliance, prevent fraud, and provide real-time insights. Stop overspending and save up to 5%. Plus, Ramp automates data entry and routine time-consuming tasks. It's all done for you. You'll books and hours instead of days, and give your team time to focus on what really matters, the bottom line. And now get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/radio. 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 Terms and conditions apply. Don't miss the National Law Enforcement Museum's current art exhibition, Officers as Artists, the creative expression of those who serve. This exhibit sheds light on the role of art and discovers the many ways in which creative expression serves our law enforcement officers. The exhibit features artwork by 50 active and retired law enforcement artists from around the country across a variety of mediums, showcasing officers' creativity and artistic talents. Plan your visit today at nleomf.org. That's nleomf.org.
Baby boomers are retirees who can de-risk your retirement dollars with proven tax-saving solutions that have less risk and higher historical returns. National talk show host, wealth strategist, and best-selling author Chuck Oliver of the Hidden Wealth Solution can show you how to keep more of your hard-earned money from the upcoming tidal wave of higher taxes. Learn why it is never too early or never too late to get a head start to be retirement tax smart through proven solutions that can save you and your family thousands in unnecessary taxes. Visit retirementprotected.com. That's retirementprotected.com.
This report is sponsored by Woody, topping off a dessert or swirling it onto hot cocoa. Ready with is here. Some honey here. Ready with is made with real cream. So pick up a can or two.
position. So yesterday, so, we still have Joe Biden as president. And Kamala Harris is still as president. I know, it's crazy. Yesterday, the president of Israel was visiting the White House. He came out after this meeting with President Biden to discuss how things are going to go between the U.S. and Israel in the next 2 months during the negotiation of the Biden presidency. The president of Israel, Isaac Herzog, addressed
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I had a very productive meeting with President Biden. President Biden and I have, I see there's a rally here, so I can't compete with it.
So that noise that you were hearing, incredibly good, because that was the president of Israel speaking right outside the entrance to the executive mansion, right in the circular driveway there. So that was the east wing, all the way over on the other side of the mansion in the west wing, in the little private street between the White House and the Eisenhower Executive Office building, were all the screams. And what it was they had emptied out all the executive offices, the staff, and the street, welcoming the hero of the day, Vice President as she arrived for her first day back at work. It's her official job. She was having lunch with Joe.
She mentioned over 300,000 kids missing that came across the border. What do you guys do so important? And honestly, they knew the Israelis were slaved out. And they're so rude. He couldn't even continue because they were so rude.
We're all chanting MVP, MVP, and it's when it makes everybody exactly who goes the most because if she is the most valuable player, usually that goes to a winning team.
I think that means Madam Vice President.
There is no that
Because it was not MVP.
Peter Ducey, during the White House briefing, asked Karine Jean-Pierre exactly how that lunch went between Kamala and Joe.
We know that today, looking after the election, President Biden and Vice President Harris had a private lunch. How awkward was that?
I don't even understand. Why would it be awkward?
Because they got squeezed out for her, and then she kept it at arm's length, and then she lost.
They have regular lunches. They meet and talk regularly. Why would you?
We've been saying since this whole thing began how much they hate each other and how deliciously the post-mortem is going to be when Kamala loses. And it's just, hey, I love Karine Jean-Pierre. It's like,
Also, she can't say regular. Did you notice that? Regular. I love that. I love Peter Ducey so much for asking this question. You could actually hear some chuckles.
Yes.
You could actually hear some chuckles, which they're usually very extremist about things. But my God, Karine Jean-Pierre just hates her job. At this point, she was like, "Get me out."
And honestly, the towels that are going to be written not just about the thing they blew away $1 billion. We're already learning some of that. But what they spent it on, and how they literally paid for celebrity endorsements and performances at the. I love Oprah. Oprah saying, I didn't receive any money for an endorsement. Okay, fine. Let's parse this. Your production company got $1 million. $1 million? Yeah.
Yes.
So, okay, yes, they didn't pay you. Oprah Winfrey, here's your cash under the table for the endorsement. But your production company got $1 million for you to sit and interview her. And I'm sorry, if your production company's making money, that means you're making money.
Okay, but Mary, you were gone for Veterans Day. Did you see the reunion between Kamala and Joe?
It was
nice. Jill wouldn't even look at her.
No, but they were a far cry from her, slipping Doug M off the tongue when they kissed that time a couple of years ago. And now there's nothing going on there. No, but they hated each other. We know that she hated Kamala all the way back to the debate when Kamala called her husband a racist. So it's already been taken. Remember all those leaks about whether Joe would be better off by dropping Kamala from the ticket? That was from Jill.
I mean, honestly, the cat fights are so great. And now Melania with this tea. Melania's like, no thanks. I'm not good. I love this.
For all of you who wanted Real Housewives of the West Wing for the past several years, you've got what you paid, and it's worth it. It's worth every penny of it. And the tell-all book, Jill Biden's exclusive interview when her book comes out is going to be the stuff of power. It makes Meghan Markle look like Little Mary Sunshine. It's going to be so great, and we're here for it. It's why this program exists. It's 8:43. Let's talk about my friend Debbie and Sarah Reynolds. You know, Empower Home team with Keller Williams. They not only know how to get homeowners' homes sold, but they also get them top dollar. You know, 98% of their listings get sold. That's compared to the average agent who only sells about 49% of their listings. And by the way, the 51% who don't sell the listings, they call Sarah and Debbie. Another reason Debbie and Sarah's success is that they already have buyers. See, they have well-qualified buyers who are ready to buy your home right now. And this lets you get more money in less time and less hassle. They specialize in selling homes that didn't sell the first time. You can get a free no-obligation marketing audit to determine why your home didn't sell and find out why hundreds of sellers go to Sarah and Debbie to get their home sold. So if your home doesn't sell, Debbie and Sarah will buy your home. That's right. That's their guarantee to you. Call them now to find out about this guarantee and all the other things they can do for you. 844-344-SOLD, 844-344-SOLD, or DebbieHasTheBuyers.com.
Mommy, wanna play a game with me and Dad?
Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with Dayquil VapoCool. It's Dayquil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, honey. Let's let Mommy rest.
You guys are amazing. And so is Dayquil VapoCool.
Dayquil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coffee, aching, fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children. An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
8:45 now, WMAL traffic and weather every 10 minutes. First on the 5s with Jamie Whitten in the Indeed Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Intense or in cars rush hour. It has been a tough one around the Beltway, but the broken down car, let's start there on the outer loop in Greenbelt at the Baltimore-Washington Parkway. That one's been cleared. Still in delays as you come out of Largo. Also, a little bit better news on 95. Still slow, but the crash northbound 95 at 175, that's been cleared to the shoulders. To watch back for those delays near 216. 32 was slow to merge onto 95. No change in Loudoun County. Those of you heading out of Aldi and into Gilbert's Corner for the crash that closes eastbound 50 between Watson Road and Windy Farms Drive. They're trying to alternate traffic using the westbound side. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast. Clear and cold out there this morning. We've got temperatures in the 30s in many neighborhoods. We're going to be climbing into the middle 50s for daytime highs. Today it's going to be a pretty looking November day with ample sunshine and a relatively light wind, especially compared to yesterday. Now heading into the evening and overnight hours, clouds will thicken with lows in the 30s and 40s. Tomorrow, rain developing, especially after lunchtime. Rain for your Thursday afternoon and Thursday night. That'll wrap up early Friday morning. And we're a little milder for the weekend. I'm 7 News meteorologist Matthew Whalen.
It's 41 degrees at 8:47.
Traffic, weather, and news are brought to you by JL Tree Service.
Paul is here, and JL Tree Service says it's time to have dead trees removed, prune dead limbs, removal of stumps, trim, and shade shrubs. Call JL Tree Service, 24-hour service for emergencies, 703-359-4444. Mention WMAL for 10% off.
Press plan here. You know, the holiday season is all about connection. Between gatherings and end-of-year deadlines, finding time to date can be challenging. Well, that's where the professional matchmakers and It's Just Lunch can help. They take the stress out of dating by setting you up on fun, low-pressure dates that fit your schedule. It could be for lunch or a drink at happy hour. They'll help make this holiday season more enjoyable with a personal connection just for you. Call 202-466-4333 or visit
was nice of us. I had to hurry up and get out of the hospital.
To provide comfort, support, and an inexpensive place to stay.
I think us being here, him seeing the baby, I think that's helped him tremendously.
A place like this works wonders.
Sheila Schultz Renters Warehouse encourages you to give to those who have given so much. Donate today at WMAL.com/FisherHouse.
It's Larry for Sheila Schultz Renters Warehouse, the sponsor of WMAL's Operation Fisher House campaign. Sheila, a military mom herself, and her team are proud to be trusted military partners when it comes to helping military families who need to transition away from home by specializing in helping owners rent and manage their home for top dollar quickly. If you own a home or investment property, find out how much it will rent for. Call 571-517-1525 or visit rwdcnova.com.
A ton of news from today. I've got the up-to-the-minute details for you on the next Vince Colonnade Show, 3 to 6 right here on WMAL.
Julie Gunlock, let's take a walk back memory lane here, and not too far. You'll remember the first week of October, we were witnessing the devastation of Hurricane Helene in Florida and Georgia and western North Carolina, and the cleanup there, and Hurricane Milton was about to bear down on Florida. Huge issues, not only for the federal government and the Biden administration and those localities, but also it became a campaign issue, right? Because people are worried, how's this happening? And Kamala Harris was cosplaying as the president, sharing a meeting with FEMA, which he sat at the head of the table, all that stuff. And in the middle of all of that, this strange moment happened on MSNBC where Kamala Harris had taped a video birthday greeting for Al Sharpton. Remember?
Happy 70th birthday, Rev. Happy birthday.
Rev.
I celebrate the day you were born. You have been, over all of your years, such an extraordinary leader. You are a voice of truth, a voice of conscience, a voice of practicality around what we must address and what we
Shut
can
up.
do. And I thank you so much for your friendship. Happy birthday.
Okay, so this was a weird thing, and it played like again in the middle of the game. Remember, she wasn't getting interviews, she wasn't, doing anything, but she did this pre-tape thing for Al Sharpton.
Yeah.
Well, Chuck Ross has been doing some really good investigative reporting over at the Washington Free Beacon, and he's uncovered some interesting data. On September 5th, the Kamala campaign wrote a check for $250,000 to Al Sharpton's National Action Network, and then on October 1st, they wrote an identical check, so $500,000 over the course of the month of September through October 1st gets funneled over to Al Sharpton's National Action Network. Then on October 3rd, she delivers that message, that full body massage that she gave to the great Reverend Al Sharpton. Then 2 weeks later, on October 20th, Al Sharpton conducts a softball interview on MSNBC's airwaves with Kamala Harris, where not one tough question was asked. It was like an infomercial, but it was on MSNBC. So let me get this straight. The candidate funnels $500,000 to a journalist's nonprofit action committee. And then that journalist uses his position on MSNBC to give a softball interview to the candidate. That's paid for. That's paid. Let me just say, because of FCC, I could not get away with that. That would be illegal because on FCC, now the FCC doesn't control cable news, but you would think NBC News and Comcast would be looking because they're not.
They don't care, Larry. They are unethical, and they wanted her to win. So of course they're going to allow this to happen. This is sickening. And the same thing with the Oprah Winfrey interview. $1 million went to Oprah Winfrey, and she has this, as you said, softball interview with Kamala Harris. The beige tones and the armchairs and everybody nodding along. Not one tough question asked.
She said something about how angels were looking over her and helping her and all that. That's $1 million to Harpo Productions, which is her production company. TMZ caught up with Oprah in Hawaii naturally, because that's where billionaires live, and she denied she got any money for an endorsement, but that doesn't mean her production company didn't get money. It's dirty, all of it is dirty, and it explains a lot. 8:52.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta. Earlier this year, I devoted an entire season of my podcast, Chasing Life, to the science of happiness. One question we set out to answer: why are so
Okay, everybody, we gotta roll out. We got some stuff to do. Gotta make some phone calls. Thanks for stopping by on an episode of Truckin Trusses with Jackson RC Aviation.
North, not a 20 yard. Not a 3-4 accident. Lane there. You went down.
We will see you on the next episode. Hope everybody has a great day. Go fly something. And be safe. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Christian Care Ministries. Right now would be the perfect time for you to